How's it going, everyone? We are back with Now That's What I Call Cringe. And we're gonna have to watch more August the Duck Cooking with Jack videos. August the Duck Cooking with Jack. The last stream got age restricted, and I don't know why. But, whew, okay, I think we saw the first 5. Because I think we skipped one of these.
It's beautifully cooked inside.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. This one's really bad. This is gonna be an experience.
And everything. Gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful. And you can see, it's kind of funny, you can see all the insides all cooked too.
The Cooking with Jack show has become somewhat of a staple on this channel.
Really? You don't say.
And while I think most of us have become kind of numb to the monstrosities that Jack creates, today a new press...
I want to see something. Boy Scout eggs. Boy Scout eggs. I think in a bag. Yeah, my uncles used to do this. Yeah, my uncles used to do this. Like this recipe, they always called it Boy Scout eggs. Cause like, I already know the thing. Can you boil Ziploc bags? Yeah, you can boil Ziploc bags, but there are a few things. At first, you should only use Ziploc bags designed for freezer. These are the sturdiest and least likely to tear or leak when exposed to boiling water. Yeah, they're food safe, so spoiler. This whole thing is, oh, it's plastic.
Precedent has been set. While I was searching through some of Jack's videos that I haven't seen yet, I found what is genuinely Jack's worst recipe to date. Now I know you probably think I'm just exaggerating, but I really mean it. Allow me to introduce you to Lazy Man's Omelette.
Honestly, like, what's wrong with this? It's just an omelet. It's probably not great, but that's the whole lazy man thing.
A weapon of mass destruction disguised in egg form. Now, apart from that raw turkey he made, this is a first for the Cooking with Jack show. This is Jack's first recipe that could actually just straight up kill you.
I need to look at the comments. I don't know, like, normal omelets are annoying.
I'm not gonna tell you how. I don't want to ruin the fun. Let me just show you.
I hate this video so much.
Let's get into cooking. That's what the show's all about. Here we
I love it when the video only starts a minute in. And
go. You got the pot of water boiling? Good. Put that over here. Just keep that boiling. We're going to be using that in just a minute.
Alright, so I don't know about you guys, but if I was following a recipe on how to make an omelet and the first step was to boil water, I think I would already have sirens going off in my head. There is absolutely
It's lazy, man. I don't know, man.
no part of a normal omelet that you should need boiling water for. And the intended use of this water, my god, you're not even ready.
We're going to bring you in close and show you exactly how to do this. It's quick, it's easy, and you can cook more than one omelet at a time. I love this. All right, here's what you're going to do.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is quick and easy. Like, I don't...
Yeah. The water's boiling still, hasn't gone to a boil yet. It'll be ready by the time we are. Hand everybody in your family one of these bags, a Ziploc quartz bag, okay? Give them a Sharpie and say, write on here what you want in your omelet. So let's say little Johnny wants veggies, okay, veggie omelet.
You know, I honestly almost feel bad for exposing you to this. You might have some sort of idea. You might think you
Let's
know
just
where
play the
this
whole
video
video
is
in
going.
full.
Oh, you poor soul.
Yeah.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these, we're going to drop 3 eggs in them. That's right. Never done this before, so there could be a chance for disaster on this, okay? So bear with me.
You could have just seen the recipe. Literally, when I was, like, in 2009, my uncles did this, but they did it in the microwave with eggs. Like, I don't see... I don't know, man.
Here we go. 1 egg. Ta-da. It worked. See the egg in there?
We gotta watch
2 eggs.
this whole thing, August.
Ta-da. Beautiful.
Like, this just feels like lazy. It's like you can't, you sped up the part where he's putting the ingredients in, but you can't speed up this part.
There you go.
Alright, so let's just address the elephant in the room real quickly. So first off, this is called Lazy Man's Omelet. It's supposed to be easier than your average omelet. Let's just operate under the assumption that he's just using the bag to mix the ingredients. That's not what he's doing, by the way. But he's already made more work for himself than a normal omelet. An omelet is
How?
literally one of the easiest things to make already. You just put eggs in a pan and then throw ingredients at it. How much easier can you ask for?
All right, we got all 3 bagged up. We zipped them closed. Now we're going to drop them in the boiling water. Let's take them over to the stove right now. There's the boiling water. Take all 3 bags, drop them in. You're going to cook them for about 8 minutes.
I shit you not. This is an actual video. Jack is telling us to put plastic bags with Sharpie written all over them into a pot of boiling water for 10 minutes.
He said 8.
Jack is telling us to put...
Drop them in. You're going to cook them for about 8 minutes.
I shit you not. Water for 10 minutes.
That's just an error. Ah, boys. Bags in a bag. Let's see here. Yeah, bring water to boil in large pot. Crack eggs in a Ziploc baggie, add ham, add spices, cloves, and shake to mix. Use paper clip to hold tops of bags together so they don't melt to the side of the hot pot. Place baggies into the hot water. Yeah, like... What's this?
Well, today we're going to try to make a quick, easy breakfast called eggs in a bag, and it really doesn't get much simpler than this. We're going to be using our Dutch oven lid that's set up on top of the camp stove here with a lid stand underneath it so that the loop on the bottom of the lid does not get in the way of the grate on the stove. And I've got a standard cook pot with just half filled with water boiling to be able to cook our eggs in a bag. So why don't we do this? We'll get started, and I'll start making up the package that will become our breakfast. 2 eggs. Then we're going to put those in first.
Yeah, like...
Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some deli ham right from the deli counter. I'm going to take 2 pieces of the deli ham, and I'm just going to rip them up. I washed my hands before I'm doing this, so my hands are clean. You could certainly use food service gloves. And then I'm going to add 2 slices of, my choice is American cheese, but you certainly could use other types of cheeses. One of the other things that you can do is also add a little salt and pepper to this to be able to season it, or maybe have some other choices of seasonings that you want to use. Now, I could break up the yolks if I like. One of the key things is get a freezer bag. Do not use a cheap sandwich bag. Get a good quality plastic bag. And don't leave a lot of air in it, just a little bit, but don't also have it completely void of air, because when we put this in the water, we're going to want it to rise up a little bit. So doesn't get any simpler than that. We've got our 2 slices of American cheese, our 2 eggs, 2 slices.
Sorry, I'm not really saying anything, but yeah, like, I don't know, man. The fact you can find, like, lots of recipes like this. Paper bag. Yeah, like, this is just a common thing.
The deli ham inside our good quality freezer Ziploc quart bag.
Yeah, like, from what I saw over here, it's like, yeah, use a freezer bag because those are sturdier.
And we could have added a little salt and pepper, and we're going to go cook these up in our pot of boiling water. So we have our eggs in a bag all ready to go, and we're going to put it inside of our pot. It's important to use some safety procedures to make sure you don't hurt yourself. So we're going to put our egg in a bag right inside there, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. This took maybe about 10 minutes to cook, and you got to be careful because this is hot water on here. And then what I did here, notice that I changed tongs, because these tongs would be a little tricky and I may pop the bag, whereas these other tongs here have smooth edges on them that will not puncture the bag. But on my upside down Dutch oven lid, I gave a squirt of canola oil, the same oil that I would use to season the Dutch oven. And what I've done is I've cooked a tortilla on top, and that's what I'm going to have my egg sandwich on. So what I can do, this is cooled down enough that I can now take now I'm doing this for purposes of the camera here. If I was doing this elsewhere, I would do this on a paper towel or something else, so as to prevent my Dutch oven lid from getting dirty, because I'm trying to minimize the amount of cleanup here. So what I'm going to do here, you see that egg is all going down there nicely. And I've got a nice hot, very hot tortilla sandwich here that I made using an egg in a bag, and then a tortilla on my Dutch oven lid, which is going to be very easy to clean. And I can have a breakfast that hopefully isn't dripping like this, and I'm not practicing good and leave no trace here. But for the purposes of demonstration, you could see that this creates a nice breakfast that would be nice and easy on a Sunday morning. And you could substitute other items, and maybe it's the frozen pre-cooked sausage that exists that you can cut up, similar to another video I did with a foil breakfast, that same turkey sausage or beef sausage, and be able to put it in a bag. So I hope this has been...
Yeah, like, I don't see what August's whole thing is.
And then eat what is on.
A lot of people, like, there's, like, ways you could have done this. Like, some of the things were like, oh, use a clothespin so that way the tops are closer together so they don't accidentally touch this part of the metal pot.
The inside. Now, I don't know about you guys, but polyethylene is not exactly what I want to eat every morning, and this is a great way to do just that. This might come as a shocker, but Ziploc bags are not meant to withstand extreme temperatures. They are meant to hold sandwiches.
And they're going to
Well, these aren't sandwich bags.
Really, really big. You're going to burp the air out of them, and then cook them again till they expand, okay?
You know, I think he chose what is the worst possible word he could have possibly used right there. That sentence makes me want to vomit. Do you know what the burp of a Ziploc bag full of boiled eggs is gonna smell like? Death.
And they're getting really puffy with air, so I'm gonna burp them now. Oh yeah. Alright, so you burp them. And then you close them up.
Guys, I think I'm gonna be sick. You know, out of all the gross things Jack has done on this channel,
my God, this is
got to be the
cringe.
worst. I mean, I don't know how a
Like, holy shit, dude.
grown man goes through with this and is like, yeah, this is a good idea. When in like any point in history have plastic and heat gone together? These eggs are gonna taste like burnt plastic and cancer.
Now, when they expand again, they're good to go. You pull them right out. They're done. You have a towel laid down because these things are going to be wet when you pull them out. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have a tendency to burn myself and to cut myself on this show. So we're going to let that cool for a minute. Why do you do it this way?
Yes, Jack, exactly. That is the
That's an interesting ring. That looks like a school ring or like a Super Bowl ring or something. Sorry.
question you should have asked yourself before recording this. Why would anybody do this? A 3-egg omelet literally takes maybe 3 minutes to make. This not only
Yeah, but you
shortens
can
your
fuck it up.
lifespan with every bite, it's not even quicker. There is genuinely no incentive to do this.
Before we open these and take a look, see if it worked, you do this so that everybody eats at the same time. How many times have you done breakfast? One at a time. Another thing is you can do this on camping trips. Throw them all in
True.
one big pot. Everybody eats at the same time.
Jack, those are actually the 2 worst reasons I have ever heard to do anything. So everybody can eat at the same time. Really, Jack?
How is that
You
a
can't
bad
wait
reasoning?
around 4 minutes to get your omelet. You have to infect your...
August, have you never had siblings or something? And then you have to like wait and watch your sibling eat their thing, and then all the other kids are complaining. They're like, how come so and so got theirs first? That's not fair. I want mine first. I'm hungry. I feel like if you made like a bunch of these for the kids, it would be like a less of a headache, and then the kids could like put in their own ingredient. This just seems like a fun thing to do with your kids.
Your entire family with polyethylene poisoning because you have no patience? Camping? Camping. You need an omelet this bad while camping that you are willing to die? If you
You're not gonna fucking die from eating this, August.
actually bring 3 empty Ziploc bags...
Yeah, what's so crazy about bringing Ziploc bags camping? Like, what's so fucking crazy about that, August? Oh, you brought Ziploc bags camping. Wow, that's strange. It's like, dude, like, you're camping. How else are you gonna, like, save leftovers and stuff?
in order to do this while camping? I think you should go to prison.
The beauty is, everybody eats at the same time.
It should be illegal. You should go to jail.
That's what's great about this. This isn't the perfect omelet. This is the lazy man's omelet. But the perfect omelet, here, click right there. That's the perfect omelet. You can go to the video in a minute. But for right now, this is the lazy man's omelet. Let's take a look. I have no idea how to get these out, so I'm just gonna cut it and see how that works. Oh wow, look at that. Ta-da! It's beautifully cooked inside and everything. Gorgeous.
Ah, gorgeous. Okay, Jack, we're really just saying words now, aren't we? This is quite
I don't know, it
possibly
doesn't
the
look
furthest
bad.
thing from gorgeous, Jack.
It just
I
looks
can
like
see
egg.
new life forming on the bottom.
Huh? Ooh, hot. Look at that.
It just looks like cooked egg.
All right, let's take a look at
Like, I don't know, this looks better than a lot of those, like, microwaved egg infomercial things.
the veggie omelet. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Look at that. Beautiful. And you can see, it's kind of funny. You can see all the insides all cooked too.
This has got to be illegal. I mean, just look at that.
You should go to jail, it's illegal, haha.
If you showed me just this frame without me watching this video, and you told me to tell you what that is, I would honestly say that it's one of those like fake throw-ups that you can put on stuff. That is what this looks like, much more than an omelet.
I don't know, it looks like egg.
It's perfect. All right. Okay. So, anyway, there you go.
That right there is the reaction of somebody who wants to rip out their own tongue due to the taste that just reached their senses. I mean, Jack's a pretty good actor, but the trained eye could tell that he did not enjoy that. Well, Jack,
I mean, okay. What's this one?
It doesn't fit. It's gonna be pretty darn close.
I don't remember this one.
Okay, when you have about 15 minutes left.
Oh, is this garbage soup?
Up, you ready to take a peek? Take a peek. There it is. Look at that.
It looks pretty good.
Beautiful.
guys, there's a point a man reaches in his life where he feels the need to make at least one Cooking with Jack video a week, otherwise he will lose his sanity.
No, more so you need the money. Social Blade August the Duck. I gotta know. That's August the Duck. Holy shit, dude. This man is making, like, god damn, this man's making, like, 6 figures a year making this shit. Holy fuck, dude. That is nuts. That is nuts. Yeah, this is like when he started making Cooking with Jack videos. I think it's a money thing, because these videos get like 1 million views a piece. Like,
No, you might
that's
be
why you
thinking,
make these.
August, what are you talking about? That is never going to happen to anybody but you. And I say, okay, just you wait. And today I have found something abysmal. And while that's not really an unexpected outcome,
it looks like a stew
onto the Cooking with
or
Jack
soup.
show channel, this video I found is bad even for Jack. Garbage stew. I mean,
What's wrong with this? This is like literally use your leftovers. Oh no, Jack is using his leftover meat and veggies to like make a soup or stew.
at least he's kind of becoming self-aware. You know, he's not naming it Lazy Man Stew or the best stew you'll ever make. He's just naming it what it is. So, I guess we are seeing some growth. Now, if you are eating or drinking or really anything that requires a stable stomach, I would recommend you put it to the side before you venture into this video. Just a fair warning. With that being said, let's begin. Please subscribe.
This is everything. Every time I go to do a video, I go through my fridge, I pull out all the old stuff, I either throw it out or figure out a way to use it. These are all left over from other videos. So let's, well, the bacon isn't. But let me run down and just show you what we got. I pulled it all out. So we got these sweet potatoes. This is the, I don't know if you saw the smoked turkey video. Smoked turkey. Not going to use it all unless I get a bigger pot.
Jack, I really hope that's not the turkey we watched you cook, like not at all, and just ingest it fully raw. We don't want to lose you, Jack, but just take a good
I mean, if it's... he's just gonna cook it.
look at the ingredients that are about to be combined. I mean, I see a lime, celery, salsa, pickles, a beer. Some things you might just need to throw away, Jack. And you know what really bothers me, like, quite a bit? Is that some of this stuff is canned, and canned stuff will literally last, like, 8 centuries. So I know he's not throwing some of this stuff away because it's bad. He just genuinely thought that it would be a good addition to this monstrosity.
This is not my idea of the perfect stew, but I got to use it all. So it's, I don't want to waste any food. So I called it garbage stew. All right, we've deemed the onion is no good. There's stuff oozing out of it.
Yeah, Jack, I think this is a literal garbage stew at this point. That leg, I don't even know what animal that came off of. I'm guessing maybe a turkey. It resembles a leather couch. That wing on the left looks like it's hard as a rock. I mean, you've got hot dogs, which is just always a bad idea. Never include hot dogs in anything. And then an onion that's ready to start oozing. Jack, you are going to die from this.
He's
All right,
throwing
so
the
next thing
onion
we're gonna do is
away.
We're going to take this lime. We're going to squeeze that in. So you just take your hand and roll it on the cutting board. It gets it all juiced up. You can even feel how the juice inside if you just squeeze it while it's sealed.
It's like Jack has no concept of, like, flavor combinations. I mean, I can imagine how a bunch of smoked meat with lime on it would taste, and it's not exactly a good thought. I mean, I
Oh,
know that
lime's
this is something
good.
people do. They just take everything that's about to go bad in their fridge and try to make something out of it, but they usually don't use everything. They take the things they can use and try to make something good out of it. You're just wasting the food in a different way if you cook everything together in a way that it's unedible. All of
How is it unedible?
these ingredients are going to waste either way because I promise you nobody is going to eat this end product.
Okay, everybody. I had to make an executive decision. My crock pot was not big enough for all my leftover garbage in my fridge. So I now have to go with my mom's old sauce pot, which I've used for many, many years. I love you, Mom. Thanks for leaving this to me. All right, first thing we're gonna do is put in the meat. It's all cut up. Bacon, hot dog, turkey, and sirloin. Next, the fresh vegetables.
I mean, honestly, just what he's put in the pot so far is already going to taste horrible. We've got
How? It's veggies and meat. This is like every fucking super stew ever.
sweet potatoes and celery with hot dogs, bacon, steak, and turkey. That is hell in a pot. And
How? How is that hell in a pot? It sounds good.
this is not even like a third of what he's about to put in this.
The French-style green beans. The sweet cream of corn. Green chilies, which are not hot, by the way. They're like Ortega chilies. Roasted red peppers. I should cut those up. Should I? Nah. Jalapenos. Little Cajun seasoning. A beer. Salsa. Can't forget squeezing the lime.
Yeah, Jack, I really think you probably could forget to squeeze in the lime. I mean, you could put in some cyanide into this bad boy, and I don't think it would change what's gonna happen when you eat it. This is a chemical
no, it
weapon
looks
in stew
fine.
form. I mean, once he added the green beans, I was already ready to throw up. I had some
What's wrong with green beans and soup? Or just stew? Like, green beans are such a versatile, like, vegetable to use in cooking, in, like, soups and stews. I would have preferred frozen or, like, fresh green beans, but, like, still, I don't see what's wrong with this.
some coffee this morning, and I kind of think that the cream should have probably gone into this garbage stew. I don't know if it was still good, and I can feel it trying to come back up.
If it doesn't fit, it's going to be pretty darn close.
Yeah, that is the nastiest 5-second clip I have ever seen in my life. I don't know what it is, but something about cold food making that, like, slopping sound as it hits a pan or something, it really grosses me out, and the contents of this stew are not helping that.
I got it in my crock pot. This is a 5-quart. You're going to do 4 hours on high or 8 on low. I'm going to do 4 hours on high so we can have this tonight for dinner. So I got it going, and I will show you what it looks like once it's all melded together. I'm going to stir it every so often. Okay, when you have about 15 minutes left, I want you to take the lid off. You ready to take a peek? Let's take a peek. There it is.
It looks fine.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Jack, we gotta talk about this. This is not beautiful. Do you know what these words mean? You called your omelet bags gorgeous. I mean, I don't think you're aware of the history of these words. You have to actually use them in the appropriate setting.
Oh my god. Oh, you used a word that I don't like you using in this instance. Oh.
You can't just use them for fun, Jack. You're lying to your audience.
Okay, now,
I don't know. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think it looks fine. I would eat this.
serious when I say go through your cupboards, pull out what you haven't used in a while, go through your fridge, pull out leftovers. This is, like I say, if I didn't cook this today.
Like, literally, the Wolf Pit, the guy who does it for us, the people, like, one of his recipes that I use all the time is, like, I think it's like meat and vegetable soup or something. He's literally like, use whatever meat you want. If you have leftovers, use that. And it's like, what's wrong with using leftover meat in a stew?
Today, all of that would have been in the garbage. That's why it's called garbage stew. Okay, so let's get a little bit of everything. Oops.
The only thing I'd be like about is the hot dogs, because I don't know how I feel about hot dogs in a stew, but I don't know. Besides that, it's fine. I feel like the hot dogs wouldn't be terrible. I'm just not a huge fan of hot dogs. They just, I don't really like them ever since, like, I liked them as a kid, but I just don't like them now, but they're not terrible. I would still eat this if someone made it.
Oh yeah. Cajun flavor and jalapenos. Oh.
Look, I know I say this about pretty much every cooking with...
God, this shit's so fucking cringy. Like, holy shit, dude. How are you gonna, like... This shit is, like, beyond cringy, dude.
The Jack video I've watched, and sometimes I'm joking, sometimes I kind of mean it, but there is actually zero possibility that this tastes anywhere near good. It's just impossible. You could not pay me to believe this. I would have to make this exact same recipe and eat the entire thing before I could decide if this was good or not. You cannot just combine all of this stuff and expect it to be good. Jack is lying that this is
I don't know.
good, and I would go under oath on that statement. Well,
He's
guys,
making multiple bites, and, like, he swallows it. That's more than, like, a lot of these TikTok creators who are like, oh my god, this is so good. Like, there's that one guy, he always pops up on my Facebook feed, and he makes everything in an air fryer, and it's fucking gross. And you never see him swallow. If you see him without, like, he takes the bite, he's like, it's so good. And then, like, either he doesn't swallow and it just ends, or it cuts and then he doesn't have it in his mouth anymore. That's better, like, this is better than that. Jack seems to actually like his cooking, like...
Show you how tender it is, okay? Some of the toughest meat ever, and it just, look at that. Just pulls apart beautifully. Oh yeah, look. Just comes right apart, right off.
well, guys, life...
Oh man, is this gonna be a...
is sometimes disappointing. You You often convince yourself that something's gonna go your way and it's gonna work out for you, and then you're forced to watch as it all crumbles right before your very eyes. And that, my friends, is exactly what has happened to me today. Now, the Cooking with Jack show is the greatest cooking
is
show
pot
to ever
roast.
be made. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the show, you might be asking, okay, why is it great? Is it because of the skillful cooking, the easy-to-follow recipes, the knowledge of the host?
Why does it
Well,
always
the
take
answer
so long to
every
get to
one
the
of those
video?
questions is a strong no. It's good because it's bad. But today
Like, I don't know, I feel like if a quarter of your video is nothing but your intro and outro, I feel like you're not really doing much. Like, I feel like I could make one of these videos in less than an hour. I feel like I could make it in 30 minutes. Like, what, you like talk over it, you pause it every now and then you play the rest of the video, and then you talk, and it's like when I made my 2 videos on Phantom Strider, they didn't take me forever, but like I was pausing all the time, putting in my own footage, I was putting in images, I was doing research. It didn't take me forever, but it was a lot more than this, and like my video was super long.
Might just be about to change. You see, I was watching one of Jack's videos, Lazy Man's Pot Roast, and he actually had a somewhat decent foundation. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still Jack we're talking about, so it's not like it was great, but it was something. But once he started to get into the recipe, it went, I mean, downhill does not even describe it. He was going for pot roast and ended up with what is essentially challenging to eat soup. That's about the best description I can give verbally, so let me just show you. Please subscribe.
1:20. And then there's like a minute of outro at the end. Literally over a quarter of the video.
Show you exactly the little bit of things you're gonna need. Now I have a huge thing of olive oil. You're not gonna need all this, but you're gonna use a little bit of olive oil. I buy it in a large quantity because I'm using olive oil all the time.
You know what's funny is that I almost believed that this was true, that Jack would need this giant jug of olive oil just because he cooked more than other people. But yeah, shortly we're about to find out that that is not the reason.
I mean, if he's cooking all the time, plus it's cheaper to buy in bulk.
You can use different cuts of meat. I'm using beef round, and you can use a low cut. Once again, this is really cool because you can get a cheap piece of meat and make it really tender because this is going to cook in the oven for a long time.
Okay, so if you don't know your meats, beef round is pretty much the worst beef you can buy. The only application for a beef round is pot roast. Like if you were to try
Beef round recipes. Round steak and gravy, I mean, I don't think this is a pot roast, but yeah, you have to tenderize it.
try to make a steak or a hamburger out of a beef round, you would go to prison. That is what is fair. But even for pot roast,
Go to jail.
People don't even use it because it's that bad. Unless you're willing to cook it for like 8 hours, you're not even...
Most of those recipes said 2.
Gonna be able to chew it, and well, I'll let you decide if you think Jack is gonna cook this for the right amount of time or not.
Okay, now here's a tip. If you're gonna season your
beef round pot roast, 3 hours, 4 hours. Are these rounds? Lean and yeah, you can use. I normally use chuck, but yeah, you can use round. I don't. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, it takes like 3 hours.
meat before you cook it, room temperature. Once again, watch my lips. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, can you see my lips? Room temperature. You can do a little coarse salt. I know I'm making a mess. I don't care. Most is going to fall off anyway, so don't worry about it. Then you're going to do a little bit of black pepper.
Alright, so in classic Jag fashion, these are the only seasonings that go in the entire dish. Half a pound of salt and some black pepper. Yummy.
Okay, we're going to brown this meat, so first thing you want to do is get that oil in there. Once the oil's heated.
Yeah, so I
That's
knew
not
there
that
was
much
something
oil.
fishy about somebody needing a 7-gallon jug of olive oil. Yeah, sure, they're big cuts of meat, but come on, Jack. You just dumped out half of the jug.
Half the jug. It's not that much.
Okay,
It's
so
a
you're
big
going to take
pot.
the meat and set it over here for right now. We're not done with that yet. Put it right on over here. You're going to take the mushrooms and the onions. I cut all my mushrooms in half, okay? And I did big semicircles of onions. All right,
Okay.
just dump those right in here. Ready?
Okay, so I didn't even really realize this until I started reading some of the comments on this video, but apparently this isn't even a pot roast, and I mean it makes sense.
Oh, it's not technically a pot roast. I fucking hate when he does these criticisms where it's like, how's it a pizza? There's no dough. You're using an English muffin. And it's, or it's not technically a pot roast because it doesn't have these ingredients. It's like when people say gumbo isn't gumbo if it doesn't have okra. It's like, oh my fucking god. It's like the Shipathesis. Like, how many ingredients can you take away before it's no longer a pot roast or a pizza or what have you? Like, why are we like fucking going like, actually, that's not a pot roast?
Now that I've read it, but this didn't even cross my mind while watching. But a pot roast is defined by the
Don't you need like potatoes and carrots?
you have in it. So like mainly the carrots and the potatoes, which makes sense now that I think of it because
A piece of meat cooked slowly in a covered dish. Pot roast is an American beef dish made by slow cooking a usually tough cut of beef in moist heat. Together, tougher cuts such as chuck steak, bottom round, short ribs, and 7-bone roast are preferred for this technique. Yeah, none of these are saying like, oh, it needs to have carrots, it needs to have potatoes. In U.S., where it is also known as the Yankee pot roast, the dish is often served with vegetables such as carrots, potatoes, and onions simmered in the cooking liquid. Yeah, so that's a Yankee pot roast. Yeah, like, none of these are like, it needs to have carrots and potatoes to be a pot roast. I like carrots and potatoes with my pot roast. Honestly, like, what I've started doing when making pot roasts is I'll use sweet potatoes because I just feel like they're better for you and they have more nutritional value. Plus, I feel like the sweetness contrasting the salty, savory pot roast is a really nice thing, especially with the onions and stuff. But like, who cares if he has onions and mushrooms and he doesn't have carrots and potatoes? Like, why are you gonna like fucking get on here and be like, actually, it's not a pot roast?
you could just slow roast any meat and it doesn't make it a pot roast. So this isn't even late.
I don't know. It said the pot roast is a technique when you slow roast a fucking tougher cut of meat in a cooking liquid.
Easy man's pot roast. This is like a stew at best.
You're gonna
How is
grab
it a
the beef stock.
stew?
You can use your own, or you can pre-buy it. We're gonna cover this up. We just gotta cook that in the oven. 2.5 hours at 350 degrees. Okay.
Yeah, that seems fine. A lot of those recipes were like 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on it. Like a lot of the times, it depends on how big your cut of meat is. You're not gonna cook a smaller cut of meat. Because, like, when I do pot roast, I get, like, a big chuck roast, and those take, like, 3, 4 hours. But if you have 2 small round roasts like that, yeah, they're not going to take as long. Otherwise, you'll, like, overcook it.
Yeah, no, you heard that right. 2.5 hours at 350. The entire point of a pot roast.
Did you see how fucking small those are? There's no way that's gonna take like 4 hours.
Is to roast it, and that kind of cooking time might be okay for like a 2-pound pot roast.
Those are like 2 pounds. Those things are tiny.
But those cuts of beef looked about 2 pounds each. Yeah, it's safe to say the end product
Oh my god, dude.
of this recipe is not going to be very good.
It looks pretty good.
Is that gorgeous? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, now remember, when you take this meat out, okay, you're going to want to let it set.
See, that's good advice. When you cook any piece of meat, whether it be a steak or a roast or ribs, you want it to sit so that way it can like settle. Because if you cut into it right away, all the juices will come out and then it'll be dry.
Never cut your meat right away. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? The onions and the mushrooms.
I kind of want to put mushrooms in my next pot roast.
man.
Mushrooms are really
Okay,
good, and
so
they'll soak
here-
up all that flavor.
This is where Jack makes a mistake that isn't even funny, really. I don't know if you guys caught that, but the plate that he put the cooked meat back onto was the plate that he had the raw meat sitting on. You can
Is that-
literally see that there is still blood
Yeah.
on the plate from the raw
Yeah, this is a genuine criticism, and I would get on Jack for this. He should have washed this plate. He has no excuse not to.
meat. That is just a genuine safety hazard.
What you can do is
Now he has it on a different
juice,
plate.
a little bit of these mushrooms. Right, like that. It's beautiful. The onions. Just let it fall where it may.
And here's where we really start going downhill. So now we have the blood-infected meat being covered in what is essentially mushroom and olive oil water. Like he didn't put together any roux or try to thicken this up at all. I mean, this just looks like sewage water.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah, he could have put some flour in there to thicken it up, but I think it's fine. This is where having potatoes would have been nice, because then you could, like, put the potatoes and, like, mash them. Either make mashed potatoes or, like, get the potatoes out of the pot, the Dutch oven, and then, like, mash them up on your plate, and then pour the juices and the onions and mushrooms on top. That would have been good. Or you could have not put so much of the liquid on.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to fall apart, and I'm going to show you in just 1 second, but we got to let this set. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to show you how tender it is, okay? Some of the toughest meat ever, and it just, look at that.
Yeah, it does.
Apart beautifully. Oh, yeah. Look. Just
Yeah.
comes right apart, right off. You could just rip it off with a fork.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
falling
gorgeous?
apart.
Look at that. It's just falling apart.
Okay, so if you've never even, like, been within a mile radius of a pot roast before, then you might be fooled by this. But I'm sorry to break it to you, Jack, but this is not, in fact, falling right apart. It honestly looks like you are having to use all of your strength to try to get this meat to come off. If you've ever had a real pot roast, you know the effort required to cut.
It's just falling apart.
Okay, so if
Meat ever, and it just, look at that.
It doesn't really look like he's
Apart
struggling.
beautifully. Oh, yeah. Look. Just comes right apart, right off. You could just rip it off with a fork. Isn't that gorgeous?
Like, if it was tough, he wouldn't be able to do that. And he didn't have to, he didn't have to, like, hold it down with the knife.
Just, look at that. Just pulls apart beautifully. Oh, yeah,
Really.
look. Just comes right apart, right off. You could just rip it off with a fork. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Just
He didn't
falling
have to,
apart.
like,
Okay,
hold
so
it down with a second fork or, like, stab it with the knife. It looks tender.
If you've never even, like, been within a mile radius of a pot roast before, then you might be fooled by this. But I'm sorry to break it to you, Jack, but this is not, in fact, falling right apart. It honestly looks like you are having to use all of your strength to try to get this meat to come off. If you've ever had a real pot roast, you know the effort required to cut through it is about the same as it is with butter. It looks like the meat is
Not necessarily. It really depends on the cut of meat.
still alive and fighting back.
Now, before I try this out, I gotta tell you, how good was that? That was easy. You browned it in salt and pepper. You pulled the meat out. You threw your onions and mushrooms and you cooked it in the juice. You threw everything in there with some beef stock and stuck it in the oven.
Yeah, that's
The oven did all
easy.
the work. And now this inexpensive piece of meat is just absolutely falling apart right at the touch of a fork. Oh man, you gotta make this right away. You can make this every week. Switch it to pork, switch it to chicken, use chicken broth instead of beef broth. Have fun with this. Lazy Man's Pot Roast. I'll see you on the next Cooking with Jack. Take care.
Okay, so I let that play out a little bit longer than I normally would have, just to show you that he was still chewing when he was closing out the video.
Okay. He was also talking. He wasn't sitting there just chewing. I don't know. I feel like it's dumb. This chef's cooking should be illegal.
Hey guys, okay, so we're doing a mayonnaise cake. That's right. We're making a cake with
this video.
some mayo.
That's so nasty. That's just disgusting.
The Cooking with Jack show, a man on a
Fucking
mission
shoot
to not
me,
only
dude.
constantly push the envelope on what it means to be a chef, but also to question what is acceptable when it comes to creating a recipe. And boys and girls, today, I fear that
Okay, let me. Mayonnaise cake. Chocolate mayonnaise cake. Yeah, like I don't really see that. Like, it's a common thing.
Jack has pushed the
Why is
envelope
it
an inch
formatted
too far.
like this?
Mayonnaise cake. There, I said it. It's out in the open. Being a recipe and on a
Okay.
mission. And
It was
girls,
just
today,
YouTube being
I
weird.
fear that Jack has pushed the A is no average Cooking with Jack show video. Do you know the power those two words have when put together? You say the words mayonnaise cake to the wrong person, I promise you we're going into World War III. The world is simply not ready. But as we know all too well on this channel, Jack doesn't
Yeah, maybe not butter and eggs and mayonnaise, but I don't know, man. It looks
wait
fine.
around on the world. And today we're about to find that out the hard way. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Hey guys, okay, so we're doing a mayonnaise cake. That's right, we're making a cake with some mayo. But before we do, I'm playing a joke on Jack Jr. I'm gonna give him a call, have him come downstairs. He's upstairs playing video games. He hates, like when I have a little bit on the spoon, I'll lick the spoon of mayonnaise and it grosses him out.
Jack, you should be proud. You've raised a normal human. There are certain condiments that even though
I don't know. I don't see what's wrong with, like, licking the... Like, I do that with, like, Miracle Whip or, like, peanut butter, or... I do that with sour cream. Like, if I'm having tacos and we're, like, done with the sour cream and no one's gonna use anymore, I'll, like, lick the sour cream spoon just because I like the taste of sour cream. Like, shoot me. I think it's good, and you're not wasting any food. I don't see how this hurts anybody.
you might eat them normally, you just don't lick them off of a spoon. Take, for example, butter or horseradish or mayonnaise. Fine.
I don't know, like butter, like if I'm having like toast or a bagel, I'll just try to get every last bit of butter onto the toast or bagel.
When incorporated into dishes, not for spoon licking.
Like completely. So I'm gonna try and get a whole, I'm gonna try and get him down here, get a whole spoonful of mayo, You'll see. It's going to be great. Don't watch me eat the mayo, but watch his face.
That's so nasty. That's just disgusting.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you he'd get all grossed out? Look, there he goes.
I am sitting here at 5:24 in the morning, watching a man disappoint his son to just the furthest extent imaginable.
I don't know. I think that's funny. Like, I don't know. I don't see the problem with that. It's kind of just like a funny, cute family moment.
By absolutely ravaging a spoonful of mayonnaise, and I get to call this my job. I'm the luckiest man alive.
He thinks it's the grossest thing ever, eating a spoonful of mayonnaise. Ugh, that was a little strong, but it's time to mix up our dry ingredients. The flour, the cocoa powder, and baking soda. Get your sugar.
Okay.
Put your eggs in here, and then your vanilla, and then you're going to mix it on high. And we're going to add in the mayonnaise, the mayonnaise. However you say it. Some people say mayonnaise, but it's really mayonnaise.
Alright, so I just looked in my fridge and all I have is light mayonnaise. Just knowing Jack, I'm gonna
Oh my god, dude. Who fucking cares? It's a cake.
have to guess that this is in fact not light mayonnaise. But if my calculations don't deceive me, 1 cup of light mayonnaise is 1,500 calories. This appears
Mayonnaise calories per cup. Okay, 1,500 calories. Yeah, it's a cake.
to be nearly 2 cups of just regular
No, this is a 2-cup thing, and there's the cup line.
mayo, and I guess that's just what you need to add to what is already like the most unhealthy food for you that you can eat. 2,500 calories of good old-fashioned oil and egg.
Put that in. I'm going to beat that on slow. So do it nice and slow till it's incorporated. All right, cool. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in right now. And I'm going to mix it in nice and low.
Alright, so I've been reading some of the comments on this video, and a surprising amount of them are saying that mayo actually makes a cake a lot better, which I mean I guess kind of makes sense. Apart from the vinegar, it's just oil and eggs, stuff that goes into a cake anyways. But you know what else makes most things taste better? Butter and salt. Does that mean we should stick 8 sticks of butter and a cup of salt into everything we eat? No. And
What is this argument, dude? I know that everyone says this makes a cake good, but what if you put like an absurd amount of butter and salt and things? It's like, dude, he put a cup of mayo in there. I got it. I got YouTube cooking with Jack mayo cake. Does he have the measurements? Yeah, 1 cup of mayonnaise. Like, I don't see what's so fucking wrong with this, dude. I don't... If I click on this, are his sauces still on Walmart? No. No, they are not. Like, why are you saying it's 2 cups? It's a cup. The recipe's right here. You're just fucking lying.
that sort of thinking should probably
Is he gonna layer the cake? Or is it 2 separate
apply
cakes?
to anybody who's considering making a mayonnaise cake. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. With that being said, prepare to hear me
Who
sound much more
cares?
energetic the next time you hear me. I'm going to bed.
All right, now it's time to do the frosting. We have powdered sugar, milk, cocoa powder. We also have espresso concentrate.
How much butter does he use? 3 sticks of butter. Okay. It's frosting, so...
Traded powder right there. That's the key right there. Just get espresso powder at the store.
I feel like espresso powder would make a pretty good frosting because coffee and chocolate go really
Take
well
a little bit
together.
of that and put it into this frosting. Little vanilla, butter at room temperature.
Alright, so I didn't trust this ungodly amount of butter to be accurate, so I looked at a few different recipes for frosting, 4 to be specific, and the most butter I could find any of them call for was 1.5 sticks. Jack, why do you choose to double ingredients, and why are they always the worst possible ones you could have doubled?
I like to smash the butter first for a little bit, but you're basically gonna want to
Why doesn't he just have a KitchenAid?
kind of spin it on low.
Is there any way to use these beaters without absolutely just destroying your entire kitchen? I mean, you'd think in 2020...
That's why I'm like, why doesn't Jack have a KitchenAid? Like, this comment from August works. This is fine, but like the KitchenAid I have, it has a little plastic guard that you put on around the cup, the bowl. So when you like put the mixer down, it'll prevent stuff from flying out, and it also has like a little chute so you can pour more ingredients. I love it. I use it when I make bread, and you're supposed to like slowly add more flour to like make the bread when you're making the dough, and you just pour it down that little chute, and it works great.
We'd have the technology to have a setting on the beaters to where it is low enough that it doesn't make powder just fly everywhere. I mean, we have cars that can drive themselves, but we can't make beaters that have more than 2 settings. Come on, scientist, focus on what matters.
All right, so now that it's done, we have one more thing to mix in. We're gonna take the vanilla now and drizzle that throughout here. And you're gonna take the espresso powder, sprinkle that all around, and you're gonna slowly incorporate it back into the frosting.
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying I know absolutely nothing about baking. I'm a pretty good cook, but when it comes to like pastries and baking stuff, I literally know nothing. Like if you told me to make a cake from memory right now, even if you provided me with all of the ingredients, I really don't know if I could do it. But it just seems wrong to put vanilla into chocolate frost.
You put vanilla in like literally anything. Like, you make chocolate chip cookies, you put vanilla in it. You make chocolate cookies, you put vanilla in it. You make banana bread, you put vanilla in it. You just do it. I don't know why. You put vanilla in like everything. When you like, my banana bread recipe is literally the you suck at cooking recipe for banana bread, and I find it to be very good. And you put vanilla in there, you cannot taste the vanilla once it's done. I don't know what it does. I think it just I don't know what the like 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract does for most recipes, but yeah, you put it in everything.
I mean, you wouldn't put chocolate into vanilla frosting, so I mean, that just seems wrong to me. Any master chefs out there, let me know if I'm right.
I don't frost. This is one of the things that scares Jack. That's me. Dooby-dooby-doo.
I feel like he needs a bigger
There
plate.
you go. It's an Oreo cookie. Just kidding. All right, there it is. Your mayonnaise cake.
It looks
better than you
good.
thought it would, doesn't it?
You know, to be honest, Jack, yes, this is quite a bit better than I was expecting. I was really coming into this video just expecting an entire cake made of nothing but mayonnaise. That might be a stupid expectation for any sort of situation, but this one, expecting something like that from Jack is honestly pretty normal. I'm honestly disappointed that it is just a chocolate cake with nasty ingredients. Jack, you can do better than
looks
this.
fine.
If you ever see this, you need to revisit this. Give the people what they want. Make a cake.
Give the people what they want, and then when you make stuff that's super unhealthy, then I'll like moral grandstand and be like, Jack, that's unhealthy. You had a stroke.
Cake of mayonnaise.
All right, so let's cut a piece. Here we go.
It looks like a good cake.
Look at that. There's your slice.
That's like a really small slice too. Like, that like a 16th of the cake or a 12th? Something like ridiculously small. I feel like if you have a slice of the cake like that, like once a day per person, that's not terrible. That's just like a normal dessert. I will be right back. I am gonna go make myself something to drink. In the meantime, I guess just 1 second. I'll throw something up. Man, my Mortal Kombat video is doing well. What's a good video to put up? All right, I will be right back. But while I'm gone, here's the
Hey
Rogi
guys,
video.
it's Byron the Dragon King here, and I really didn't want to make this video. I really didn't, but due to current events, someone has to speak up. Someone has to come out of the woodwork and drain the swamp, so to speak. And I guess since no one else will do it, it's gonna have to be me. I've tried talking to him. I've tried reasoning with him. I've tried being this way cordially and like an adult, but he just won't respect me or my wishes. So I guess I have to make this video. I'm sorry guys, I didn't want to make this video, but we can't have nice things because some people rather just be selfish and won't own up to the fact that they have a responsibility that they need to fulfill. So I just have to make this video. I'm just tired of being silenced by him and his fans, but you know what? You guys know me. I'm not afraid to be the longest nail, even if it means I'll be striked down first. So here we are. We're gonna expose Rogi. So I thought, what's a better spot to kick this whole exposed video off than starting at what pushed me to my limit and made me make this video. Rogi's lies about Pokemon Unite. So Rogi, when were you gonna make them? What happened to either every day or at least every Monday, Rogi? What's going on, Rogi? You have some explaining to do. Some explaining to me and the rest of your 1,000 fans. So for those of you watching this who don't know, Rogi made 5 videos about the hit MOBA game Pokemon Unite, where he played Camarant. And he said in his 5th video, I'm going to make these every Monday. And, well, let's rip this Band-Aid off. That's right. The last one he made was 3 whole months ago, Rogi. If I'm doing my math right, that's about 12 Mondays. So, Rogi, where's part 17 of Pokemon Unite? Camarant, hello? Alright, maybe if, he has too many videos he's making, and, like, he's just shooting one out every week, every other day, something like that. He has a consistent schedule, so I have other videos to watch. Maybe he just got tired of Pokemon Unite. Let's go check his channel, and, oh, Rogi's last video was 2 weeks ago, with no video since, and no news on when the next one will come out. Before that, it was another 2 weeks or so, and he made his Halo Dark Souls video. So Rogi is starving me and the rest of Rogi's loyal fans, and instead of putting out the Pokemon Unite videos that he said were so easy to make, what's Rogi doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wow, Rogi. I am disappointed in you. Okay, guys, this one's a little bit more personal to me, and I haven't really told anyone about this, so here goes. So a few years ago, the hit game Miitomo came out on the phones, and I was playing it. I'm gonna be honest, I played it a lot, and it really helped me through a tough time when I didn't have a whole lot of friends besides Rogi. And you know, I was feeling good. I was feeling better about myself physically and mentally, and I got a brand new, sexy, cute outfit, and I thought I looked good. So what did I do? I tried it on, and I went to my good friend Rogi. Homies be true, holding your hand in the bathroom, all that good stuff. If only those lyrics is what actually happened. So I sent Rogi this picture of me in my brand new outfit, and I was pretty proud of it. And
I'm back, but I'm back, but I really want to see. I really want to watch the rest of
I asked
this.
him, I was like, "Don't you think I look pretty hot? Just as a homie, nothing else. I wanted some confirmation. Damn it, I wanted some confirmation. I was 17. I was hormonal. I was going through a lot, and I just wanted my good friend Rogi, who I've been friends with since first grade, to compliment me, make a Dragon King feel good. And you know what Rogi did? I'll show you. I'd just like to reiterate that I wouldn't be leaking our DMs, Rogi, if you didn't force my hand and push me to this point. And I'm telling you, Rogi, once you push me so far, something's gonna have to happen. So here we are, Rogi. Don't act like this isn't on you. Wow. Okay, for those of you listening, I'll read it out for you. So I asked Rogi what he was doing. I don't have that text here anymore. And he said nothing. I sent him that picture that I was proud of. And I asked him, as a homie, doesn't that make you rock hard? And you know what Rogi said to me? No. Makes me not have a penis.
I love this video so much. Oh my god, it's so good. This is peak car video.
Wow, Rogi. I would expect that from some other people, but not from you. Okay, I think we should go on to the next part before this brings back too many memories. So if you're a avid Rogi fan like I am, and you watch his videos, you might notice something. Rogi has a little bit of a catchphrase, if you would, a little saying he likes to say, and well, I'm here to tell you that it is made on a bed of lies. So let me just tell you how things are. So Rogi's catchphrase that he likes to say a lot, "This ain't Disney," is actually plagiarized. Wow, crazy. Who would have thunk after all these heinous acts that Rogi has done is plagiarism and copyright theft really out of the question? Probably not. But here I am telling you how things really are and pulling the wool back from over your eyes that Rogi placed there. Now, who made this phrase, you might be wondering. If Rogi didn't do it, because Rogi's such a comedic genius, then who could have made it? Me. I'm the one who came up with that hilarious catchphrase, because it's actually my catchphrase, Rogie. I'm tired of people crediting it to you. I'm the one who came up with it. You know, Rogie, and I'm here to tell everyone the truth and expose you for the thief that you are, Rogie. So Bailey, Byron the Dragon King, how did you come up with this, like, ingenious joke? How did you come up with this? Well, dear viewer, Muffin Button 69, I'm here to explain to you. I don't know why you're watching this, Muffin Button 69, since you hated my last video, but that's besides the point. Thank you for making my point in being this intellectual stepping stone so I can explain to you all you viewers out there, the truth. So,
I love this video.
Here we go.
So fun to make.
Rogie's cousin, Lamar, and I were all playing League of Legends on the old Twisted Tree Line map, back when that was a thing. Remember that, guys? Thanks, Riot. Thanks, Rito, for taking away our favorite map. Anyways, I need to center myself and calm myself down. I was playing the champion, Leona, and someone was trying to get to Rogie and kill Rogie. Rogie was low, and, you know, being the courteous teammate that I am, I went in to save Rogie, and I used my E, zipped over to the enemy, stunning them. Then I used my Q and my W, and then they thought they were gonna get Rogie. They thought the E and the Q was not enough to hold them down, and they were gonna go after Rogie's nuts, like Rogie's cat.
Like
you know what I
Rogie's
did?
cat.
I used my ultimate, and Rogie got away, and that's when I coined the phrase, "This ain't Disney." I think that historic day, what I said went like this. What do you think you're doing? You think you're going after my boy Rogie? You think you can get Rogie? Rogie's my best friend. No one gets to touch Rogie's nuts except Rogie's cat. Boy, what are you doing? No, you ain't getting Rogie. Nope. Oh, here comes my ultimate. Oh, no, bitch, what you think this is? Bitch, this ain't Disney. You ain't getting my boy Rogie. Nope, you ain't getting him. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. Run away. See? Now you all know the truth. You can all see that I'm the one who has sole creative ownership over that catchphrase. And sorry, Rogie, you're gonna have to find a new one. Okay, guys, I think we need to wrap this up. This has been the most painful and emotionally exhausting video I've ever made, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I wasn't afraid of Rogie and his backhanded ways, and I was able to make this video. And there's just a few things I want to say before letting you, dear viewers, go. Okay, I can't do that anymore. If you guys couldn't tell, this whole video was a joke, and it was made in jest. I do wish Rogie posted a bit more, and I do wish there was more Pokemon Unite videos. And
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rogie to post more.
How fucking number 5 has almost 3,000 views. Wow, Rogie, keep that up. Maybe one day you'll surpass my Pokemon video with 21,000 views.
What is my Pokemon?
By the way, no one
video
watched that
at
video.
now?
That video is really bad. The audio is really bad. Do not watch that video. That video is poopy. Do not watch that video. Yeah,
True.
but with the whole Disney thing, I don't care if Rogie uses my
It's still
joke.
at 21,000.
I don't even want him to credit me. I guess this is just some lore and backstory for any of our crossover fans. I just would like I just would like to congratulate my friend Rogie for hitting over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Some of these videos he makes are just crazy, and you can tell he puts that work in. And I just want a few things from Rogie. One, me and Rogie need to do a collab sometime. Two, I need to know what's the deal with Rojano, Oregano, Rogiano, Evil Rogie from his The Mask video. And if you guys are a fan of the channel, you might recognize his Mask video. I need to know what that's about, Rogie. You gotta tell me. Lastly, Rogi, you promised me we'd play Pokemon Unite together, and that still hasn't happened. But besides that, all's good, man.
I'm sure Rogi commented on this.
Thank you everyone for watching this video.
You
Like
did.
this video if you liked it, dislike this video if you hated it. Leave a comment about what you think my next video should be or what you thought about this video. I really tried to harken back to the days of like Leafy and old school commentary where you'd have the rant videos and everything, and I just thought this would be fun, and I had so much fun making this video that it doesn't even matter that I can't feel my fingers. So anyways, guys,
Yeah,
subscribe
'cause
if you like this
I
video and
made
wanna
this
see
in
more. I have
January in my car.
3 other videos so far that I've been making lately like this. Well, not quite like this, but I'm really trying to get my toes and my hands and my whole body really into this commentary community / story time. I'm really trying to do what channels like Tom Dark are doing, where I don't really care if these videos aren't doing super great now, because I want to build a channel around my personality and not around my topics, if that makes sense. I know if I made videos every day about like Dream and big YouTubers like that, or if I just did fucking find cringy kids or some shit, I could probably grow a lot faster. But or if I find drama, but as soon as that drama dries up, or as soon as people don't care about Dream or whoever anymore, my channel's gonna dry up, and I don't want my channel to be bound by someone else's. So that's why I'm here trying to like share a bit of myself with you guys and kind of build a little bit of a relationship between us, only if you want it. But anyways, guys, thanks you so much for watching. I've been Byron the Dragon King. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
I love that video. I'm so proud of that video. I love this outro. Speaking of Tom Dark, okay, yeah, this looks like a fine piece of cake. Look how moist this cake looks.
Look at that. There's your slice. Came out good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good,
All right,
Jack.
let's try it. I'm telling you, this cake, I know it's moist.
It looks moist, you can tell.
That is some of the best buttercream frosting I've ever had. Oh my. Sorry, I'm going for another piece.
You know, I'm honestly not even gonna doubt that this is probably a really good cake. I'm not even really making fun of the mayonnaise because it's mayonnaise. I'm making fun of the reason that it's mayonnaise in a cake. You know what? Hold on. Alright, so this is a pretty rough estimation, but I went back and kind of counted the ingredients he used. Now, chocolate cake is not known for its health factor, but from my estimation, this cake probably has about 8,000 calories. Compared
Okay. Okay. Let's use his math. 8,000 divided by, let's say, 12. Yeah, like 666. That's actually kind of funny. Chocolate cake with buttercream frosting calories. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be, what, 640. I think it's just a normal cake amount of calories.
to the normal 4 to 5. Jack, I know this is probably hard to hear, but sometimes less butter is better.
Hit a little olive oil on the bottom. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay the 12 ounces of pasta right there. So let's grab a.
This actually looks like pretty good pasta with the spinach and the tomatoes.
The Cooking with Jack Show, a YouTube cooking program that constantly begs the question, what is actually considered cooking? And generally, the answer to that question is nothing that Jack makes. And sadly, today we're about to see that nothing has changed, as we join back with Jack for our favorite cooking series, Lazy Man's Cooking, as Jack makes what is by far the most disgusting, quote, pasta dinner ever imagined. I think you'd probably go to prison for calling this pasta in Italy. I honestly think you should probably go to prison for calling this pasta in America, but I guess we're just gonna have to see it through.
It looks
Let's
fine.
begin. Please subscribe.
Onions, garlic,
I've always
cherry
thought
tomatoes,
this looked
shaved
good.
Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and basil leaf, and basil leaf, and basil leaf, and lots of basil leaf.
Oh, it's not spinach, it's basil.
Love it.
Alright, so let's zoom in on these ingredients real quick before they disappear into the void. I
Looks
just want to
fine.
note that there is absolutely no form of pasta sauce in this recipe.
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Nor are there ingredients where you make one. We're already off to what...
Oh my god, who fucking cares? It looks good. It looks healthy, it looks refreshing and light.
cannot really be considered a great start.
Okay, let's build this pan. Here we go. Hit a little olive oil on the bottom. So I'm going to lay the 12 ounces of pasta right there.
Okay, so, yeah. I really don't know what Jack is doing. I've watched the man cook pasta before. I know that he at least kind of knows how to make it. I mean, Jack, what is this? You're gonna cook pasta in a saucepan with some olive oil? Are you gonna fry the pasta, Jack? I mean, come on, what's the thought process?
My onions in there. Place my tomatoes over here. My garlic right here. My basil leaves. Place them right on top. A little here, a little there. Little spots. There you go. All right. So that's what we got right there. Next thing you're going to do is pour in your water. It says 4.5 cups, so bring it in nice and slow. We're going to bring the water to a boil.
Okay, so I might just be making a fool of myself, but knowing Jack, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm right. I've never seen anybody do this. I mean, this is not a common technique, right? To boil everything you're gonna put in a pasta, including the pasta itself, in one pan at one go. I mean, please tell me this is not a thing.
Now I'm going to add a little step here. Basically, I'm going to, while I'm waiting for it to boil, add a little salt and pepper to the mix, because as I go on, I'm going to stir this up. So I kind of want my salt and pepper to, so I'll put a little bit of salt for now, and I'm a big pepper fan, so I put my pepper in. I want that to kind of cook in with everything else, so we'll add a little more later for flavor, but right now, just hit it while you're waiting.
So you're telling me that he's not only boiling all of the ingredients in this dish, which is not appropriate for anything but the pasta. I mean, a boiled tomato?
What's
Yummy.
wrong with boiled tomatoes? Boiled tomatoes are good.
But he's also only putting salt and pepper into this abomination. It's not just the technique that's
I mean, there's
bad.
basil
Thinking about
and
eating
onions
this
and
makes me
garlic.
feel sick.
And then as we're going to start mixing this once it starts cooking. Okay, so I've never done this recipe before, but my biggest fear is this stuff sticking. So as you're waiting for it to boil, I'm just going to jiggle my pasta around so we can get separation going as it heats up. And they're saying about, once it boils, you wait about 9 minutes, 9 or 10 minutes, depends on, you could taste the, sample the pasta and you'll know.
Yeah, it sounds like this
Pasta
is
should
someone
be,
else's recipe that he's trying.
Al dente, which means firmness but not hard.
Okay, so I know that I said that I've seen Jack make pasta before, but it sounds like he's following a recipe that's already been made. Is he actually reading the recipe like you're supposed to cook it all together at once? Because I refuse to believe that's actually how it's written.
Well, I can tell you guys this. It smells amazing. It's not going to be your typical red sauce pasta. This is more of a rustic dinner.
Jack,
looks
you
good.
can't just say it's rustic to make up for your caveman cooking. I mean, seriously, this is probably what the first humans were eating. No sort of sauce, no
Who
seasonings.
cares? It looks good.
Just boil everything and hope for the best.
I don't know, guys. What do you think? It's at full speed right now. About 3 minutes left. I say we serve this up and give it a try. So let's grab a.
Look at how much liquid is dripping out of this pasta. I mean, he said it's been, what, 9 minutes? This is just gonna taste like pasta water. None of the vegetables have had enough time to do anything to the flavor. Like, they seriously don't even look cooked. I think they're still raw.
How? It's been boiling for 10 minutes.
I mean,
They're
come
cooked.
on, Jack.
Look at the basil. It's like, blanched.
At least most of your recipes sometimes seem somewhat coherent. This is embarrassing even for you.
Grab a bunch of. Hit it with, once again, a little salt, a little pepper. And then I've got these beautiful Parmesan shavings that I'm going to want to dip in here. Let's take a pinch.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I think this looks pretty good.
I usually try not to be, like, mean to Jack, but he's been doing this for, like, over a decade. How?
So, like, when I make eggs, I like putting spinach and tomatoes, and this is kind of like the cookedness that my tomatoes are when I make my scrambled eggs with that. This looks good. If the noodles are cooked right, the onions cooked, the garlic's cooked, the basil's cooked, you got the spinach or the Parmesan cheese on top with the salt and pepper. I feel like this could be a pretty good, refreshing meal or side dish.
How does he not know what good cooking is at this point? I am not the first YouTuber to make videos about Jack, far from it. He's gotta know the general consensus is that he needs to change how he cooks. I just don't see how you can dedicate your livelihood to teaching people how to cook, and you never realize that you can't cook yourself.
A little bit of everything. A little onion. This is mine. Just letting you know. Can't pass it through the camera to you. It's perfectly al dente. It's going to hold together real well. A little bit of oil. The tomato. Salt and pepper is perfect.
You know when the best compliment you have for your own cooking is that the salt and pepper is perfect? That you have probably made a grave mistake. Those should be like the least noticeable.
I don't know. I really like salt and pepper. When I make eggs and stuff, the salt and pepper really pulls it together for me, but, you know.
Things in a...
To be fair, I use like a peppercorn melody, or medley. So there's like red, pink peppercorns, white peppercorns, black peppercorns, and stuff, and they all have different flavors, so it's a bit more exciting. I definitely think this could have used some other seasoning, maybe some like oregano and stuff, but like it looks fine.
Well cooked.
I probably would have done less water and then like had it be more of a like fried thing, but it looks fine.
Dish. That's like...
Maybe you saute the vegetables and then put the cooked pasta in, and then like saute it and like scramble it around. I kind of want to make that. That sounds really good.
Building a mega mansion where the most noticeable features are concrete and cinder blocks. Salt and pepper should be the foundation of your food and not the highlight. You know, I honestly...
Okay. We're making
So
good
this has been
progress.
cooking for exactly 17 minutes. Take the lid off. Take a peek at that.
Network?
Yes, this is the Food Network.
The cooking with...
Okay, him calling the Food Network is pretty cringy. I'm not gonna like pretend it's not. It's like, my guy, please don't. That shit's so goofy.
Jack Show. Now, if you don't know who Jack is, then I sincerely...
Man, we are not even a third. I'm pretty sure this playlist has the... Yeah, so I think we're like a third of the way done. And then we have like this video. I don't know. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't know if this video has ads. If this video has ads, that's kind of shitty. Is this one where he talks about browning rice? You brown rice all the time.
Really apologize for you having to live a boring life up until this point, but don't you worry, all of that is about to change. The Cooking with Jack show is a YouTube cooking show that puts out some of the most questionable cooking videos ever seen on this planet. I mean, like, half of the things that Jack makes are not even actual recipes. It honestly seems like for most of the things he cooks, he got to look at a cookbook for 5 seconds and then had to recreate the recipe from memory. And the video we're going to be watching today is a perfect example of this.
This reminds me of the fucking the Funhouse IKEA shit, where like they had the one where like Adam was blindfolded and then James had his like hands handcuffed behind him, and they had to like try to make the fucking IKEA furniture. That's all I can think of. Or like there's the one where they tried to make some IKEA furniture but they didn't have any instructions.
Lazy man's pork chops. I don't even really have words for how bad this recipe is, so I'm just gonna show you. Let's begin.
It looks
Now,
fine.
normally we skip Jack's intros because they tend to be pretty drawn out and just full of nothing, but I figured we might watch a couple minutes of this one because he calls the Food Network and tries to pitch his show.
Yeah, I don't endorse this. This is kind of
yes,
cringy.
this is the Food Network.
Oh, Jack, never change. Not only is he calling the number that I assume he found when he Googled, Food Network's number, but this woman also answered the phone by saying Food Network, yet Jack still feels the need to ask the question, is this the Food Network?
Yes, it is.
I need to speak with somebody. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Thank you for taking the call. I need to speak with somebody in development.
I only have a list of names here.
You only have
No
a
departments or titles.
no departments or titles. Okay, well, I'm calling from the Cooking with Jack show, and we wanted to pitch the show to the network.
I'm really curious to know who the we he's referring to is. I
Probably
mean,
his
there's
wife,
no
I
way
don't know.
Jack has an actual production team, right?
Maybe he does. I don't
Right.
know.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Thank you so much. She doesn't know.
Food Network appreciates your interest in suggesting ideas, but we accept series and specials proposals only from television production companies with national or major market production credentials.
Cool, it's me.
So I listened back to this a few times, and I think it really says a lot about Jack's character that I can't tell if he's joking or not, because part of me thinks that Jack might really believe that he would be considered a major network. What do you guys think?
If you are a production company, please send us your credentials and a history of your production experience only. After reviewing them, Food Network will determine whether or not to send you a release form with a request for further information. Do not send any pitch ideas or proposals at this time, as they will be returned unread. Please send your company's credentials to Food Network, 75 9th Avenue,
Yeah. Okay,
New York, New York.
I'll get all that down later. Okay, so there's hope.
Well, considering that it has been 13 years since this video was uploaded, I'm gonna say that either Food Network is really behind on returning emails, or they weren't the biggest fan of the Cooking with Jack show.
Check that out. They said if you have a real show that's watched nationally, they don't realize I have people in Germany watching me. Germany. If I'm in Germany, I'm everywhere. So I'll let you know how that goes. We'll just keep going, and we'll see what happens, all right?
Jack, based off that logic, I could get a Food Network show. I think they said national production credentials, not some guy in Germany watches your YouTube videos.
Okay, so we're going to take the lid off. We're going to put the flame on high, warm the pan up, and drop
Okay. That part's really cringy. I don't.
in 2 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
You can let that melt. When that's completely melt, we're going to throw the vermicelli in next. It's in the rice-roni box. As you can see, the butter is almost melted.
Yeah, so when you're following a recipe to cook rice or pasta or anything in that kind of category, and the first step is to melt butter, run in the opposite direction.
I don't know. I brown rice all the time. Especially if I'm making like cilantro lime rice. You brown it and then you cook the rice, and then you put the lime juice and cilantro in at the end. You put the lime zest in the rice when you cook it, but I don't really see the issue here, but this is August we're talking about, so
Now,
mountains out of molehills, you know.
when you open the rice-a-roni box, you're going to notice that there's a flavor packet inside. Put that off to the side. We're not going to use that right now. Pull that out of the box. Then you're just going to dump all the rice-a-roni in there. Okay? There you go. Now, this is where you begin sauteing the rice-a-roni in the butter. Okay, so as you can see, the vermicelli
Yeah, it looks browned. That looks fine.
and the rice are starting to brown in the butter.
Okay, so this is now the second time I've seen somebody cook rice like this. We also saw Kay from Kay's Cooking do this method. Please tell me these are the only two people who do this. If you or anybody you know pan fries their raw rice, please turn yourself or whoever you may know into the nearest police station.
So once
Haha, it should be illegal. Ha, jail joke. Haha.
you get some good browning going on, you don't want to burn it. So we're going to get the water involved in here, okay? We're going to put the water in, 2.5 cups of water, remember. Beautiful. That's exactly what it should do. Just sizzle. All right?
Yeah, so once again, no, that is not exactly what any sort of cooking of rice should look like. I mean, there is a pretty universally accepted way.
Okay, I didn't know we had the rice police here. Holy shit, dude. I didn't know you went to college for fucking rice.
On how to cook rice, and I don't think it will ever be replaced by this.
Once again, this is for us lazy people. Just throw it all in. I love that. And then slowly mix it all in. Take your time. You want to get all those flavors going. Get it all dissolved in the water. As soon as you got the flavoring mixed in, you're going to set these in here. These pork chops are beautiful.
I would have
Oh,
seared
oh,
the pork chops first, but
Oh,
you know.
Okay, so I think we've officially hit a new low. Now, Jack has never been known for being a flavor master when it comes to
I don't
seasoning
know. I feel like if it's sitting in the rice-a-roni flavorings, it's gonna absorb some of that.
his meats, but this is a crime. Jack is seasoning his pork chops with nothing but rice-a-roni flavor water. Yeah, I think we've seen it all.
So this has been cooking for exactly 17 minutes. Take the lid off. Take a peek at that. See how it looks like all the water's gone in the rice, but it still looks wet? Everything's delicious. The pork
I don't know. It kind of looks good.
chops are cooked.
So I'm not 100% sure as to why Jack turned into a cartoon vampire when he said the pork chops are cooked, but I am a bit curious as to whether or not that statement is true. I mean, it does look like something has been done to them. I don't know if cooked is the right word.
They
Maybe
looked
half
cooked.
boiled, defiled, a tragedy for the pig who had to die for this. I don't know, just a lot of words other than cooked come to mind. I still think this should be a felony.
And it smells
Haha, it should be a crime. Haha.
great. Let's put this on a plate and see how it tastes. Look how delicious that looks.
Jack.
The rice looks good. The rice looks good, but it's like rice-a-roni. Rice-a-roni's okay. The pork chops look fine. Like I said, I would have seared them and then done this.
Heck, I'm really not trying to be mean, but it doesn't look anywhere near the word delicious. There's no color. I know that there's no seasoning. I mean, it's literally just gonna taste like buttered rice water.
Very nice. Let's take a taste of that. It's really good. You can taste all the seasoning from the seasoning packet. Totally cooked into the meat. The meat is
I wish Should I Try was still around. I wish he would have done like this video. Because I kind of want to know if this is good.
perfect. All right. Now let's try the rice. Let's try some of that. Ooh, a little hot. But they're delicious too. They're so moist.
I genuinely think Jack might be a pathological liar. I mean, I kind of
What? Why? He made rice-a-roni and he fucking made pork chops. Like, rice-a-roni tastes fine. It's not amazing. It's not gourmet cooking. It's fine.
understand not wanting to say to the internet, okay, my cooking sucks, this recipe did not work, but I've watched quite a few of his videos and he has never ever said that. I mean, he admits to not following recipes and just making stuff up, even if the man does not have
I don't know, I think I've seen videos where he's been like, oh, I fucked this up.
properly functioning taste buds. Something in his 15-year-long
Maybe he just doesn't release the videos where he fucks up real bad.
cooking career has had to not taste good to him. These taste tests mean nothing because he always says the same things. Honestly,
Now we can go to the next video. Which one are we on? We were on like 11. Okay, so now we can go to 12. Oh, this chef's cooking will kill you. What, does he undercook the chicken again?
Cooking my chicken. Just place that right smack dab in the center.
guys, do you know what time it is? I think
Oh, jeez. How long is this intro? Let's just skip the intro.
Not a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start by cooking my chicken. I'm going to put some Italian herbs. You do a little rosemary, a little thyme, a little oregano,
Okay.
some basil.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bake that, maybe some salt and pepper.
all right.
Okay. That sounds good. Good start, Jack. Good start. Let's see what August has to say.
Right from the get-go, we're already off to a horrible start. Now you might
How? Enlighten me, August. He's like, oh, I'm gonna season it with all these seasonings and then bake it in the oven. It's like, what's wrong here, August?
be thinking, August, he hasn't really said anything wrong yet.
My point exactly. Please enlighten me.
Well, he told us he's gonna cook the chicken, and my
Oh, Jack doesn't know how to cook chicken joke. Hee.
friends, that is a lie. Jack, I expected better from you.
All right, let's get this chicken in the oven because that's got to be fully cooked before I make the polenta. We're going to do some rosemary, salt,
Okay.
black pepper,
Okay.
oregano,
Okay.
a little basil. And you're asking why am I putting all the greens on? Is because it's Italian polenta, Italian seasonings.
Okay, it tracks. You want seasonings that match the meal. Okay. I think these seasonings look all right. Let's see what this is.
Was anybody really asking that, Jack? Are you
I mean, someone might be like, "Why are you deciding these seasonings?" I don't know, dude. Let's see what he has to say.
that against eating a vegetable that dried greens like basil in a seasoning container worry you? I don't think your audience is questioning this. I also like how there's just absolutely no attention paid to the other side, no oil or anything, just put some dry seasoning on, don't touch the chicken, hope for the best.
That's kind of the gist. And a little time.
And time, okay.
Always have time for time.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Please go subscribe.
Oh my god, dude. Really? Really in the middle of the fucking video?
To my second channel. Okay, just go do it. Don't ask any questions. All right. Thank you.
All right, let's get this in the oven, and then we'll get started on the polenta.
All right.
Okay, baked chicken at 300. What are those, thighs? Does he have the original video in the... No, he doesn't. I think these are thighs. How long to bake chicken thighs in oven at 350? Boneless chicken thighs will take 40 minutes. He did it for 60. I don't think if they're frozen, then it'll be an hour and 15, but those didn't look frozen.
So this should probably be considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. I mean, like Stonehenge, I'm pretty sure we've figured that out at this point, so I think it's time for a new contender. From my cooking knowledge, 350 for an hour should be enough to cook chicken in most cases, if not at least get it close. And what we're gonna see shortly is, that did not happen. There needs to be scientists investigating this anomaly. Now, this segment of the video is all of the polenta. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never made polenta, nor do I think I've ever actually had it, so I don't really know what to look for in a fine polenta, but the comments seem to think that he made it wrong, which I'm inclined to believe. If there's any, seasoned Italian chefs out there, you can watch this very quick version of him making the polenta, and you can let me know what you think.
Always use your mitt. You're going to have a tendency to want to grab the handle.
YouTube polenta recipe. I've never had polenta, so which one's the shortest?
Polenta's magical, all right? You take two otherwise very boring ingredients, you add a little bit of this, you add a little bit of that, give it some love, you give it some care, and boom. You have this delicious, creamy yet sort of coarsely textured porridge that's complex in flavor and absolutely delicious. Now, don't get me wrong, polenta is great on its own, but it's even better with a braised meat or some seafood or roasted veggies. In fact, I did a braised meatball recipe that goes with creamy polenta, so definitely check that out. I'll leave a link in the upper right-hand side of this video. But for today, let's put the proteins aside and focus on the basic preparation of this dish. Okay, I use about 4.5 cups of water for my usual batch of polenta, and it easily feeds 3 to 4 people. Just make sure to start with cold water because that seems to reduce the chance for lumps. Now, place the pot over medium-high heat, and while the water's still cold, add 1 cup of medium ground cornmeal.
Okay.
Grab a large kitchen utensil. I've opted for the traditional wooden polenta spoon. Give the ingredients a stir, then let the liquid in the pot come up to a gentle simmer.
Okay.
Give the pot one more stir just to make sure none of the cornmeal has started to stick to the bottom of the pot.
Is it because he roasted
Then
the
place lid
veggies
on
first?
top, reduce the heat to low, and let the polenta cook for about 5 minutes or so. Despite popular belief, you don't need to stir polenta constantly to avoid those lumps. Just maintain a very gentle simmer, keep the lid on the pot, check and stir it every 5 minutes or so for about a total of 45 minutes.
Okay.
At this point, the grain should be swollen, softer in texture, but still have some tooth. The polenta should look noticeably creamier too. Now it's time to finish it off, so add 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt and a half cup of grated Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
Stir those items in until they're totally incorporated into the polenta. This should only take a minute or so, and the mixture should be getting even creamier with that addition of cheese. Finally, grab 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and add it to the pot as well. Stir the
Okay.
polenta again until that butter is melted and totally incorporated. To be honest, I'm not sure why I added those ingredients in 2 steps. You can totally do it all at once. It's not like we're making risotto. All right, quick note here. There's a ton of conflicting advice on exactly how to cook polenta. Should you start it in boiling water or cold water? Should you add it in a steady stream or all at once? Should you stir the polenta constantly or just every so often? Well, there's no right or wrong answer here. There's a bunch of different ways you can make polenta. All I can say is that this technique in the video right now, it works best for me and requires the least amount of effort. Now it's time to plate up this delicious, creamy polenta. I suggest a bowl of some sort and make sure it's big enough to house at least 3 or 4 generous scoops. Even bigger if you plan to serve it along with a protein or a veggie. Some extra virgin olive oil helps to enhance the rich flavors that are going on here. You could also reach for a knob of butter. And let's not forget to finish the polenta off with some more grated Parmesan cheese. You can never really add too much of it, can you? Now grab a spoon and dig in.
I don't. Okay, let's watch Jack's polenta.
With your hand.
Watch fine polenta, but
So he like sauteed some veggies.
the comments seem to think that he made it wrong, which
What did he put in? Is that like
nor
chicken
do
stock?
I think I've ever actually had it, so I don't really know what to look for in a fine polenta, but the comments seem to think that
So he used chicken stock instead of water. I don't really see how that would, like, drastically change it.
he made it wrong, which I'm inclined to believe. If there's any,
I think the guy put the polenta before it boiled.
Seasoned Italian chefs out there, you can watch this very
35 to 45 minutes later.
But the comments seem to think that he made it wrong, which I'm inclined to believe. If there's any, seasoned Italian chefs out there, you can watch.
What? I like how watching the one recipe, it's like, yeah, about 5 minutes. And then Jax is like 30 to 45
very
minutes.
Quick version
Yeah, it doesn't look like the
of
other
him making
guys.
the polenta, and you can let me know what you think.
Always use your mitt.
This
You have a
just
tendency
kind
to
of
wanna
looks
grab the handle with
weird.
your hand. Do not take your hand out of the mitt this whole process, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
At first glance, I thought that this was just a giant bowl of sea salt. I was really convinced that Jack had just fully lost his mind. Thankfully, it's just cheese, but, I think it's kind of a scary thing that I wouldn't be surprised if it was salt.
Just do the best I can. To
Yeah,
save
this
the
looks
process.
like not the right texture.
Get your herb chicken.
All right, guys.
Okay, I've cooked chicken before, especially on like the grill. I've cooked a lot of meat like on the grill, and it'll be like thoroughly cooked, but it'll have that weird reddish color. Why is my chicken red but after cooking? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like this is what it is. I think it's thoroughly cooked. It's just like this says, the bone marrow can seep through and make the chicken look red.
I mean, what do I even say about this? That chicken.
I've had this happen to me, and it's like, I know this chicken is fully cooked. I used a meat thermometer, but like it'll still be like red or pink.
Chicken looks like it got more raw in the oven. Like
It's literally just the bones, the bone marrow seeping out.
some sort of necromancer in the oven trying to reanimate this chicken.
Yeah, it's cooked.
That is a color I don't think I've ever seen chicken. I mean, did Jack evolve from some different kind of human species? Because my primal instincts are telling me to stay as far away from that chicken as possible. How does
It
Jack
does look dry though.
not notice this?
I kind of want to make polenta. One second, I need to see if I have cornmeal. I'm pretty sure I do from when I made cornbread. Okay, I am back. I do in fact have cornmeal. I might make polenta now. Well, not now, but you know what I mean. Like, I might make it, like, tonight or tomorrow or something.
Just place that right smack dab in the center.
It looks cooked.
And there you go.
It looks dry.
Italian herb chicken over polenta.
No, Jack. This is a final meal. This is the last thing somebody is gonna see. I don't know what happened to this chicken in that oven. I don't think the world will ever know. But something not known to man is residing in that oven, probably from years of Jack's cooking. Just an amalgamation of evil is residing in that oven. I mean, seriously, what happened here?
Buttery, cheesy, garlicky, oniony polenta. Okay, so my honey's home today, so she's gonna try this for lunch. But for right now, let me just try the polenta by itself first.
Wait, what? Jack, you're gonna feed this to your wife? Jack, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take this as legal advice, but I'm pretty sure that's attempted murder.
Because that's mainly what we taught. It's like a, wow, it's totally solidifying. Look. Wow. It's like a really thick pudding.
Okay, once again, never
The other guy said it should be like a porridge, not a pudding.
made polenta, so I could be wrong, but I feel like something made in this manner should not be like pudding. Maybe like some dense mashed potatoes or some grits. Don't think it should be like a pudding cup.
That looks good. It tastes amazing. All right, so let's try it now with a piece of chicken.
It looks white.
Chicken with polenta on top, and it's burning hot. Burning hot. Oh my goodness, I gotta go.
Yeah, Jack, I would agree. You probably would have to go after this. Like I said, this is a final meal. If you're not having to go from your body shutting down from eating this dish, then you're probably gonna have to go from the liquid feces trying to escape your body. I mean, the fact that you are still alive, Jack, is honestly nothing short of a miracle. You gotta consider that we only see him when he cooks on YouTube. Anybody who's cooking like this for the camera is gonna cook like this in their private life. I would guess that at least every other time that Jack eats chicken, it's raw. Maybe he's just built up some sort of tolerance for it. Man's a superhuman.
Haha, raw chicken, superhuman.
You can't see me whoop this down. That was easy. Kitchen's not even a mess. I'm ready to chow down with my wife. It's gonna be awesome. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. More international dishes coming.
Jack, buddy, I
don't know. I think he just fucked up the polenta and the chicken. He probably overcooked the chicken.
3.5 ounce ribeye steak. Hurry in while supplies last. $1. All right, here we go.
I mean,
guys, it's
that steak is like a centimeter thick.
time for our weekly therapy.
Okay, where does the video start?
We thought. I was scrolling through Jack's channel and I found this video titled $1 Ribeye Steak, which has got to be the scariest 4 words you can put together. And since Jack has proved that he does not care what goes inside of his stomach, of course, he eats it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the nastier videos we have seen from Jack, so if you're eating or drinking something, I recommend you put it to the side for a minute.
This looks like something the wolf pit would eat. For us, the people.
Like terrible, but if you have a weak stomach, you might.
YouTube, the wolf pit, $1 ribeye. There's her. Yeah, the most he has is. Sorry. Yeah, I think this is
packs they had. The lady said they almost always sell out immediately, and I was lucky to find some.
Are these the same ones?
We'll see about that, I said to myself. Looking at the package, you immediately see they're highly processed with a 30% solution added, which equates to a whopping 570 milligrams of sodium. And if there's 30% solution added, which is basically salt water, that means there's almost as much water in the 3.5-ounce package as there is steak. No wonder they're only $1. Water is cheap. They are also tenderized with bromelain, which is okay, it's a natural enzyme found in pineapple. But as you see here, if it's left on too long, it turns the meat into mush. So let's get these cooked up and see why they're so popular at the Dollar Tree and why they sell out so fast.
Yeah, they're just really thin, cheap steak.
So I've added a little bit of oil to my skillet over high heat, and now I'm going to sear these for about 1 minute per side.
Yeah, and people love the wolf pit.
See all that water that is immediately coming out? That's that 30% solution. After 1 minute, give them a flip. There's so much moisture in these, it's impossible to sear. They're just boiling in their own juices. And it's not because the pan is crowded, it's because there's so much water added.
Yeah.
Now let them cook for another 60 seconds. After cooking for a total of 2 minutes, they're done. I'm going to remove them and see what the hype is all about.
This looks like some shit
Alright,
you'd see
here we
at
go for a
school.
taste test. And as you can see, the highly processed steaks appear to be tender and pull right apart, as expected from a highly processed piece of meat. The flavor and the mouthfeel was absolutely disgusting, not to mention the taste of old meat and salt. There is absolutely not a chance I would ever eat these by themselves. I'd pick up a can of Spam instead. So now I'm going to see if these can be doctored up and fool somebody into eating these without knowing what they are. So I'm going to make a cheesesteak and start off by sauteing some onions and bell pepper. Once the onion and bell pepper cook down, I'm going to add the meat back in. And something I've noticed, when I first tasted the meat, it pulled right apart and was super tender. But now, since it's been sitting for a couple minutes, it's toughened up. I can't even cut it with a spatula. So now let's make the Dollar Tree cheesesteak. Try to say that 5 times real fast. Dollar Tree cheesesteak. I can't do it. I'm going to slather some mayonnaise on a hoagie roll, followed by the dollar steaks and peppers and onions. And a couple slices of good old American processed cheese to go with the processed meat. Now let's cut it in half and see how it turned out. And it doesn't actually look too bad right now. After covering up the taste and the texture of the meat with the sandwich fixings, I can imagine most people would eat this without an issue. Which begs the question, what exactly are we eating when we eat food out at restaurants? I would never buy, eat, or recommend these steaks to anyone. For the record, we all had one bite each of this sandwich and then it went into the trash. I cannot believe our government lets things like this even be considered food. If you like these type of food reviews,
Yeah.
Get a little bit queasy. This steak looks like it's been possessed. With that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
All right, before we cook this steak, here's the footage from yesterday. If you weren't watching Facebook Live, here's what happened. Okay, guys, so my wife's gonna kill me, and I'll tell you why. I gotta film this. Hold on. Hey, Tammy.
I absolutely love the fact that Jack has what presumably is his day-to-day car wrapped in an advertisement for his barbecue sauces. I mean, I don't even think they're sold anymore, and I bet you that that car is still wrapped.
Can you? YouTube. Jack Scal. Funny. Sauce. Shop now. Cooking with Jack. Apron. I don't think his sauces are... Yeah, yeah, I don't think you can buy his sauce anymore.
It's gonna kill me. Hang on. Tammy, you want to wait in the car while I film this real quick? All right. Here, turn the engine. We have food in the car and it's really hot. And she's like, don't get out of the car. I have to show you guys this. Are you okay? They're open till 7.
Wait, I'm confused by this. Does someone have to be inside of the car for it to remain on? Why did Jack need to
Also, no one steals the car, I would assume.
wait in the car with the groceries? Was his presence keeping them cold? Is he like a giant ice pack? I don't understand.
You mad? Oh, she's mad at me. There it is, right there. 3.5 ounce ribeye steak. Hurry in while supplies last. $1. Okay, so you're like, yeah, it's 3.5 ounces.
No, Jack, I was not thinking anything along the lines of the steak only being 3.5 ounces, justifying it being sold for $1. I was thinking more in the area of no person on the planet should ever go near a steak of that nature. I think you are probably the only person on the planet who could survive that, Jack.
Okay, so if I go to a restaurant and I get a 16-ounce steak, right, or a 12-ounce, that's still not going to be the $4 that I'm going to spend on this, or $3 or $4. You want to go see what it looks like, guys? $1 ribeye steak. Is it? Do you still have some?
We should.
Do you hear the shock and absolute panic in that woman's voice? She knows that Jack cannot be a human. Nobody walks into a Dollar Tree and asks, where are your steaks? She walked within feet of a god and didn't even know it.
I don't see any.
Okay, so I don't see them in the cooler, but she's checking the freezer, and we're going to show you what a $1 ribeye steak looks like. Do they have any? No? Oh, they have them? Where were they?
Got one.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let me check my freezer.
Guys. Ta-da! There it is.
Okay, so I'm kind of at a crossroads here. I'm gonna be honest, if you told me that this was like a $20 steak, I might look at it at a glance and think that it might have just been dry aged and that accounts for the color. But knowing that this is a $1 Dollar Tree steak, there's gotta be something wrong with this, right? I mean, this steak is nearly black. Jack, I know you're going to, but I want to feel good about myself, so I'm gonna ask you, please do not eat this steak.
Serious? Oh my gosh, I got one. We're gonna make a big Thanksgiving meal out of this. And here it is. This is the Dollar Tree bag I bought it in. And ribeye steak, you're looking at 3.5 ounces. There it is right there, shrink wrapped. And it's pretty thin, but not like steak-em thin.
I mean, my brain tells me that Dollar Tree would not sell something that would get them in trouble, but my heart tells me that this steak would stink and kill you if you ate it. I mean,
it's $1. I think Jack's doing this more so to be like, oh, look, it's $1.
just look at that. That does not look right. I don't know what it is exactly. It might just be knowing where it's from, but this steak just looks off.
All right, so let's put a little seasoning on this. Pink Himalayan salt on there. A little black pepper. Heating up the pan right now. Put a little butter in there. Okay, time to put the steak in. Oop, there we go. We're gonna season it with a little bit more salt, more black pepper. All right, here we go.
I honestly don't think that you could have gotten a more comical flip in any sort of situation. I mean, going into this, I expected him to flip it and it actually looked good, and he flips it and it looks like somebody is cooking the bottom of a shoe. I mean,
Yeah, because there's so much of that, like, liquid, like we saw in the other video. You just can't get a good sear.
this seriously looks like it would make you sick if you even smelled it, much less consume this entire thing. You're either gonna die or become a superhuman.
Haha, superhero joke.
All right, there it is, right there. Doesn't look half bad, huh?
No, Jack, it does not look half bad. It looks fully bad.
I don't know. I think I
like
could
mine
eat
rare
it,
to
maybe.
medium rare. You guys may want to cook it longer.
It looks fine.
That's how I like mine right there.
Now, I also eat my steaks medium rare, but if I was forced to eat this monstrosity, I would probably toss it on a grill for a few hours. I don't know what might be living in a steak of this quality, but I don't want to take a chance and find out. Oh yeah, and if you were wondering, yes, that is the same plate that he had the raw steak sitting on.
Yeah, that's a criticism with Jack that I have too. It's just not safe.
Jack seems to do that a lot, and this is probably the most dangerous time he's ever done it. Man's stomach is indestructible.
Let's give it a try. And it pulls apart, but I mean, that's probably because it's so thin. There we go. Let's give that a try.
Jack, why do you do this?
Well, it's juicy. It's tender. Seasoning's good, of course. Well, that might really be ribeye, huh?
Yeah, it's confirmed. Jack was 100% paid by Dollar Tree to create this video. And before you say Dollar Tree would probably have gone with a bigger name than Jack Scalfani, well, he's the only person they contacted who would eat it, so, you know, gotta go with what you can get. Well, what do you get?
Yeah, I don't know. That one wasn't a terrible August video, but it,
Pour in about let's do 1 tablespoon instead of.
What is he making here?
We're gonna marinate them in the yogurt or in the.
Okay. Oh, I kind of remember this video.
Today, you are going to witness history. Something that has never been done in the entire timeline of mankind.
Where does the video start?
And of course, like you've already
Can't
probably
find it.
figured out, the man who is going to be walking us through this historic moment is none other than Jack Scalfani, the Jack from the Cooking with Jack show. Now, the
Holy
video
shit.
we're going to be watching today has got to be Jack's most ambitious recipe yet.
Isn't this his, like, waffle chicken?
And that's saying a lot considering we've seen the workings of garbage stew. Lazy man's chicken and waffles. Now from this thumbnail, it actually looks like Jack might have made something good. But before you get your hopes up, this is some random image Jack found off of Google, because this does not even begin to resemble what he's going to present. I don't want to ruin what he's going to do to make this chicken and waffles. You're just going to have to wait and see. Okay, listening back to this intro, I'm realizing I might be hyping this up a bit too much, so it is ambitious, but remember, this is Jack we're dealing with, so what is ambitious for him might not be for others. But let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
I'm gonna do some of the chicken in this type of an ice cream cone. The real
Oh,
waffle-
that's right. He uses waffle cones to bread the chicken. I mean, yeah. I think this could be okay.
cones. I'm gonna grind that up. So I'm gonna do chicken rolled in this.
Yeah, that's right. This has got to be Jack's greatest idea yet. Completely.
I mean, would you rather him just do it in, like, waffle batter?
Remove the need for a waffle maker. Just bread the chicken in the waffle. Just combine the two. Now, do I think
Maybe you could make waffles and then shred them up in, like, a food processor and then coat the chicken in that. Maybe. I don't know. I've never had chicken and waffles. I don't really see the appeal, but
that this is gonna taste good or work whatsoever? Well, no, not really. But still, you gotta applaud the man for coming up with the idea. This is some next level thinking.
Chicken rolled in this. We're gonna marinate them in the yogurt. And
I feel like that'd be good. I'm pretty sure I've seen Guga marinate chicken and yogurt, or meat and yogurt. YouTube, Guga Foods, yogurt. Yeah. He did this because I'm pretty sure yogurt tenderizes it.
Thank you, Blue Fire Gloves, for sponsoring experiment that completely. Once that's done, the next thing to do is to make sure I cover the whole thing with it. And whenever you're dry aging, the thing to do is to lay down some peak. Well, we're gonna find out together right now. To a rubbery consistency.
Yeah, it's a good tenderizer. That's what it is.
And cinnamon and nutmeg.
You know, it's pretty much never a good sign when somebody is cooking something and salt and pepper are not part of the recipe. I mean, maybe if you're making, I don't know, like a cake, that's fine. But if you're making
cakes have salt.
Chicken, especially fried chicken, some salt might do you some good.
I have no idea amounts yet, and some honey. All right, so let's get our yogurt in the bowl. Pour in about let's do 1 tablespoon, see how that looks. 1, about 2.
All right, so it seems like we might be running into some problems early on. I mean, really, Jack? Coating your chicken in nothing but yogurt and a little bit of honey? Well, not a little bit of honey, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, I know that a lot of people do use yogurt to coat chicken, but generally, the yogurt is in some way seasoned. This is just plain yogurt. I can't imagine that's going to taste very good. Also, Jack, I think that might be just a touch over 2 tablespoons.
And leave that open. Like that. I'm going to pour in the coating. So we're going to leave that marinating 6 to 12 hours.
Jack, buddy, what are you trying to achieve here? You didn't even put the nutmeg or whatever the other seasoning was in the bag.
Because this is just the marinade to tenderize the chicken.
You are genuinely marinating chicken with nothing but yogurt. I mean, I guess it might make it a bit more moist, but taste-wise, I don't...
That's what the breading's for.
Think you need 12 hours? Maybe I'm just not skilled enough in the art of yogurt cooking, but I feel like this might be a tad bit overkill.
You can do it overnight in the fridge, do it overnight. Okay. First thing we're going to do is just a hand mixer. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to crush up all these cones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and break them in. I think I can do it by hand, but try and break them in here first. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I did them both in the Vitamix blender.
Nope, Jack. Sorry, that's where I draw the line. You cannot season your food. You can eat all the raw chicken you want. But what you can't do is try to go behind our back about using a blender. I mean, come on, Jack. There are certain standards you must meet.
God.
I did that thing by hand, and it didn't go well. So here is the waffle cones. Here's the regular ice cream cones. Let's grab our nutmeg. Nutmeg in there. Get some of our cinnamon.
This is just sweet on sweet on sweet. I mean, the reason that
I don't think cinnamon and nutmeg are necessarily sweet.
That chicken and waffles work is because it's sweet and savory. But you have chicken that's marinating in yogurt and honey, and then you're gonna coat it in ice cream cone crumbs and cinnamon. This is gonna be like biting into a meaty sugar cube.
Workstation is laid out. I've got the chicken in the honey yogurt going into the ice cream cone crumbs. Say that 5 times fast. Into the basket, into the oil. I'm just waiting for the oil to get to 350. Out of the oil, onto the paper towel over here to just drain.
He probably should have seasoned the yogurt.
Look how beautiful that is.
Jack, this is not the first time we've had to talk about your
I don't know, it looks fine. It looks like fried chicken.
Beautiful. Generally, you don't say things are beautiful until they're cooked. I could maybe make some exceptions, but a yogurt-covered chicken leg being dipped into crumbled up ice cream cones, you know, that is not on my list of raw foods that I find beautiful.
And drop it in. All right, so I saw a little bit of the batter coming up and floating. So let's see how it took. Just a peek. It's not done yet, but let's take a peek.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's not bad. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Lazy Man's Chicken and Waffles.
What the fuck is this gnome?
Considered chicken and waffles? I mean, I would say if you used waffle batter as...
I feel like this is like a deconstructed chicken and waffles, like how they would call it in fucking like, what is it, a cutthroat kitchen or some shit.
The breading, then yeah, that would work, but he's using crushed up sugar cones and store-bought waffle cones. I mean, are waffle cones and waffles even made of the same thing? I really kind of feel stupid for asking this, but I don't know. I don't think they're named after the ingredients. I think they're named after the texture and appearance. So I don't think there's any actual relation there. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't think this can be chicken and waffles. Let me know what you think.
All right, so let's do this one first. I'll do this piece right here. Here we go.
Now, it might just be my monitor playing tricks on me, but that chicken looks a little bit pink. Not gonna go as far
It
to
could be just the marrow.
say it's fully raw, but I don't know if I trust it.
That one's not bad. I could eat that. They got a dark one. I had a dark one here, one of the first ones I did. I want to try that one.
That looks cooked.
Oh, that's really good. All right, guys. So the winner is the regular ice cream cone.
I feel like I've been scammed. Not only is this not even really chicken and waffles, he doesn't even like the one that is kind of close to chicken and waffles.
I feel like doing it in the waffle batter could be good.
This man gave us a horrible recipe for fake chicken and waffles and taught us how to make yogurt-crusted sugar.
Yeah, I feel like this criticism's fair. Like,
I'm about ready to taste this, but I'm pretty sure I nailed this one too, so.
Boys and girls.
Can we, like, find where the video starts?
A sponsor, Be Kind. Now, once that bee is pollen, the plants would not be around. You see where I'm going. I bet your sib answered that question because I'm about 10% off your order.
So I got on the internet and I started studying.
Again,
Please subscribe.
So I got
So the first 2.5 minutes isn't even the video. And then the last, what, like 40 seconds to a minute? Yeah, so like a third of the video is sponsor and fucking just intro. Like, a lot of my criticism is I just wish he would, like, do multiple videos at once. Like, if we look up, like, YouTube, moist critical cooking with Jack. Like, okay, here's like moist critical.
One is your macaroni salad.
Of course.
And one is a bean salad.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with
staples
bean
in
salad
salads.
first. Okay, so here's the
What
deal.
about the Caesar
You
salad?
notice here on the can,
Or does that not exist?
I have cut it. See right here, look at that. There's that bad boy. You know what that is? I'm gonna tell you what that is.
Government plant.
That is the fat. I do heaping tablespoons. You're gonna start with 2. 2 heaping tablespoons.
Part of every good
You're gonna
salad.
mix it in. You're gonna take a look at it and see. So take a look at that. That's your
Ooh.
bean salad.
Yeehaw.
See, it will even thicken more in the refrigerator.
Like, I know this is like a stream VOD, but like, come on, this is way better.
We've got it all mixed.
You just want to dive in.
A little bit of tang to this. You've got the chopped onions. You
Looks
got
like
the
something that would be
mayonnaise,
leaking out of a
and then
car.
you're gonna put in 2 capfuls, and then when
Now I'm
you're
gonna
done,
drop some French fry oil in here. Just add a little
Critical with short hair is so weird.
bit of
pop that
zest.
right, split out the day of. So that's bean
So it's
salad. That's
mayonnaise,
salad number 1.
pork,
Salad
and
number 2,
beans.
Moving on. Is tomato
Yeah.
salad. Even easier than salad
Just
number
like
1.
Mother used to make.
All right, it's gonna be tomatoes.
Rather, just like Mother used to shit
oregano,
into a
salt,
fucking
pepper,
Tupperware can
and
in the
water.
fridge.
It's so to the top. And then
Dude, this guy's awesome as a chef. Move over, Gordon Ramsay. Look at that. That looks great.
just shake that.
You're gonna put this in the fridge and serve it at your parties.
I would say about a teaspoon or 2.
That's not a teaspoon or 2.
And then this is all by hand.
About half a can.
And pepper too. I'm gonna do it the guy way. We all know what the guy way is. That's right.
In
guy
the
way puts
toilet.
lid on it.
Oh,
Probably makes a mess this way, but the
ooh,
guy
that sounds
way
great.
just shakes it up. Let's get that right next to the bean salad in the refrigerator. That was salad number 2, tomato salad.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Number 1
salad.
is macaroni salad. You want to buy the
Toma-
salad macaroni?
tomatoes in oil with oregano dumped all over it?
Show you what it looks like. Macaroni's cooked. I just got done straining the water. You're gonna add the tomatoes right in there.
Why?
Always start with 2 heaping.
Oh,
tablespoons.
really? Why? Well, you know it. For
Mayonnaise.
flavor, of course. That's why.
Heaping as in that. That's heaping, okay?
And the pursuit of flavor, no cost is too great.
There we go. And then what you do is you mix it in and see if it's enough. So as you can see, there's
No,
some
it doesn't look
areas
like
that
enough.
still aren't coated very
Yeah,
well.
it's not
So you go
enough.
with one more.
Yeah, much
One more
better.
heaping. Tablespoon.
Perfect.
Looks like 3 is going to be the magic number.
Yeah, it
3
looks like some good
tablespoons
clogged
is
arteries
1
in there.
pound of macaroni.
I would add a little bit of
Brownie spoonful of
gasoline
mayonnaise, you do
if
a
you have
top
any
load
on
of it.
standby in your kitchen. Prank your friends, tell them it's Alfredo, but it's just mayonnaise.
Pop a lid on that one too. Put it with the other 2 salads.
This
Let it
fucking
chill a
channel
little bit,
shouldn't be called
and
Cooking
we'll
with
take a look.
Jack. It should just be
It's
called
time to
Using
take that
Mayonnaise
one.
with Jack.
That's what time it is.
That's
Go.
literally all he
My
does
mouth
is just
is
use
watering.
mayonnaise.
All right.
This is my man Jack, or as he is better known,
Right.
the king of salmonella. This is a rabbit hole indeed.
All right. Spread the marinated tomatoes.
The king of salmonella, I can see it.
Yeah, like this is 3 different videos in 8.5 minutes. I feel like that's way better than
On the internet, and I started studying some
stretching
fish
one
recipes.
video
And I
into a
anytime I cook
video.
fish, it's really simple. You fry it in butter and garlic, and you serve it, or you throw the white fish in the tomato sauce, and then you serve it. And I wanted something a little bit different, and I try and stay away from seafood.
Now, I think this sentence is the core issue of this video. I'm guessing he's looking to change up the normal way he cooks salmon, and while he takes an idea that is a genuine recipe, then, in his normal style, he proceeds to forget every number he just read, and it does not turn out very good.
Because it's so temperamental, and you know you can ruin it pretty easy.
That is kind of true, but it really
Yeah,
helps
salmon
to not
is-
ruin seafood if you follow an established recipe. Just throwing that out for you, Jack.
All right, first thing you're gonna do, preheat the oven. Always do that first. We're gonna be using the oven later. Okay, so preheat it to 400 degrees. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cook your potatoes in about an inch, inch and a half of water.
Okay.
Cover the lid, and you're gonna cook those for about 12 minutes.
Okay.
And you're gonna cool them
You're
down.
like poaching them.
Some cold water and cut them in half. So I'm
Okay.
gonna do that right now. I'm gonna take it over to the sink, cool them down. And there you go. They're all cut in half. They've been
You can see how like the outside's cooked, but the inside's still raw.
all
Okay.
cooled down in cold water. Put these off to the side for right now.
The first time watching this through, I did not even question this cooking technique. I was like, yeah, Jack eating half raw potatoes, that makes sense. Don't worry, he ends up cooking them more, still not fully, but him eating a potato like this would not surprise me.
In fact, I'm going to cut my salmon in half
Yeah, you're gonna need
because
to,
I don't
Jack.
have that long of a skillet, and this is a really long piece. So I'm going to
I would say cut it into
put a nice
thirds,
slice in
buddy.
the middle. Make 2 steaks out of this.
Yeah, Jack, you could probably make about 8. You don't have to cook the entire fish in 1 or 2 chunks. You're allowed to cut it. Believe it or not, it's almost recommended.
Very gently, as it tries to want to break apart.
Oh yeah.
See if we can get this going. Bring it over here
Doesn't look too bad.
into a dish, a baking dish of some sort.
I think your
I'm
salmon's
using
done.
a glass one. You can use a Corningware. You can use a metal 9x13 if you wanted to.
Okay, so I've probably cut it out for the final video because it's just a lot of nothing, but just know that he cooked this salmon for about 10 minutes total, and now he's putting it into a baking dish. And remember, the oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Keep all of this in mind.
Then you're going to take your potatoes, you're going to scatter them all around the fish.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how valid this is as a cooking technique. Putting all of the fish and all of the potatoes together to go in and cook all at once. For some reason, it just kinda seems wrong to me, but once again, I don't really know. Let me know if this is a real thing.
Time to now work on our Dijon broth.
Okay, so I googled Dijon broth because I've never heard of that before, and I was just kind of curious as to what it is, and I actually managed to find the recipe that I'm pretty positive he used to make this video. It's from 2008, so maybe Jack just does it know that not all recipes are good? I guess this one isn't fully on Jack because these are just really bad instructions. Tina Rupp really screwed you over, Jack. But hey, we're already this far, so why quit now?
Yeah, so this isn't really Jack's fault. I think a lot of his videos, he's just following another recipe. But who knows? It's impossible to tell for sure. Ooh.
Just go a little bit lighter on Jack for the rest of the time.
Oh wow, looks so good.
Jack, buddy, I know you're just following instructions, but your eyes still work. This does not look good at all. I'm getting garbage stew flashbacks.
This looks so good. The broth smells amazing. Take it out carefully. Look at that. The potatoes are just soaking up that juice right now. Take a fork to the potatoes and make sure it's cooked. Oh yep, all the way through. Beautiful.
Jack, you are not making this easy for me to go easy on you. It's not just whether or not you can get a fork into a potato. It's how it goes into the potato.
Did he struggle?
Fork to the potatoes and make sure it's cooked. Oh yep, all the way through. Beautiful.
Jack, you are not making this easy for me to go easy on you. It's not just whether or not you can get a fork into a potato. It's how it goes into the potato. If the only qualification was that the fork somewhat goes through, well then every potato would be considered done. I mean, you can look at the ones in the corner and tell that they're not cooked all the way through.
Looks like I'm gonna end the stream a little bit earlier. I was planning on going closer to 6, but once we're done with this video, I'm gonna have to head out.
Potato, right there.
It doesn't look terrible.
No.
I just have to pick up my girlfriend from work
already, isn't it?
for her lunch.
Guys, I think I'm having a revelation here. I'm honestly starting to believe that Jack is just on the world's longest streak of finding horrible recipes. Because, I mean, he is following this to the T. Like, the last step says divide the spinach among 4 shallow bowls and top with the salmon and potatoes. He is doing everything it says, it's just a horrible recipe. Get this man a real cookbook and he might actually be able to produce something edible.
I'm about ready to taste this, but
I feel like this wasn't like a terrible cooking with Jack video. We've watched 15 of the about 34-ish. So we're like close to halfway done. Probably like 1 or 2 more streams of this and we'll be all done. Some of them were okay, but a lot of these were painful. I'll probably stream again later tonight, just playing some games, and I'll see